serving fans throughout the Midwest and even more around the world. This is the Show Me Sports Network. The following is an exclusive broadcast property presentation of the Show Me Sports Network and is a high-fidelity all-digital broadcast. This broadcast is copyright of the Show Me Sports Network for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this broadcast without the Show Me Sports Network's written consent is prohibited.
Second, we've actually got a live highlight reel where you'll get to check out some of the biggest plays from last week's game. We're going to be running that on the screen for you here in just a little bit. Unfortunately, I was not able to get an interview with head coach Paul Stevens for the pregame show. However, don't worry, he will be here for the postgame show, so make sure to stick around for that to hear his thoughts on tonight's game. But since we don't have him coming on for the pregame show, we've got a little bit in store for you. Like I said, we've got that highlight reel coming in just 1 second. And then along with that, we're going to have your flashback to about 1 year ago today. It was actually 2 days in the future from 1 year ago. So almost a year ago at this point, it was actually the last win that the Hallsville Indians have had. It was a 50-42 victory over Eldon. I'll bring you back to that day and how it all went down and what Hallsville might be looking for out of the same quarterback who took the field that game as well, Braden Matheny, of course. Braden Matheny taking on Macon today. Macon, of course, they also are in a bit of a struggle right now where it comes to not having the wins coming recently. They went 0-10 last season. 0-3 to start this year, so both teams riding a bit of a losing skid, and both teams, of course, hoping to turn that around. Which one is it going to be? Well, we'll have to wait and find out. A big game on the horizon here in Macon, and thank you for tuning in. The pregame show will continue in just 1 second. You're watching the Hallsville Indians pregame here on the Show Me Sports Network.
Running out of some of your favorite Avon products and haven't seen an Avon brochure in quite some time? No need to worry. Avon Independent Sales Representative Michelle Carty can help with your Skin So Soft makeup, jewelry, fragrance, and skincare needs. Avon now carries cleaning supplies, clothing, daily essentials, and several small LG electronic items. You now have the opportunity to shop online 24/7 and have your order shipped directly to your front door by shopping with Michelle at mcarty.avonrepresentative.com or find her on Facebook by searching Avon Carty.
The Boone County Journal is the hometown newspaper of Ashland and Hartsburg since 1969. We know you're busy. Let us keep up with Southern Boone happenings for you. We cover social events, school sports, local government, Southern Boone history, obituaries, and more. Subscribe to the Journal today and get the paper delivered to your mailbox every Wednesday. Digital version also available. Call 573-657-2334 or visit bocojo.com. Independent and veteran owned.
Seeking to express your unique style? How about healthier, clear skin? Look no further than Mary Kay. For more than 60 years, Mary Kay has been offering a wide range of high-quality makeup and skincare products that empower you to shine and stand out in any setting. From luscious lipsticks to vibrant eyeshadows, flawless foundations to glowing highlights, moisturizing serum to blemish and acne regimens, Mary Kay's got you covered. If you don't have a Mary Kay beauty consultant, then I've got you covered. To get your best skin, call me, Cassandra Gasway, today at 417-684-2667 or visit online at marykay.com/Cassandra Gasway.
Hello, Blake Gazaway here with the Show Me Sports Network. I've had the opportunity to have some amazing calls, including overtime touchdowns, walk-off home runs, and buzzer-beating baskets. But I've answered another call. That's to serve my community as a volunteer firefighter. Stop and think what would happen if your home or property caught fire and no one was there to put it out. Every day, volunteer firefighters not only save lives and property, but also respond to other emergencies. Nearly 2/3 of our nation's fire departments are manned by volunteer firefighters. And because of this, we simply need more volunteers to step up and answer the call. Stop by or contact your local fire department and see how you can become a volunteer firefighter today. I answered the call to serve my community. Will you?
Well, hello and welcome back into the Show Me Sports Network's coverage of Hallsville Indians football. I'm Austin Thomas, and welcome back. As I mentioned earlier in the open for our pregame show, We're going to be doing a little bit of a new segment right here, and I hope that this will be something that's going to be brought back in future weeks as well, and that's going to be a look back to last week's game where we're going to be playing some of the highlights from that match. A very good one between the two teams out there where, of course, you saw the Hallsville Indians take on the Boonville Pirates in a game that ended up being a very close loss for the Indians. But I'm going to take you back in time and take a look at that game. In case you missed it, here are some of the amazing highlights from that game.
Smith is in motion, and he hands it off to him on the sweep, and now it's handed back off to Ski. He's got some room across the 10 to the 5, lunging towards the end zone. Touchdown! How about that from Hallsville? They get a little bit creative, and it's Ski who finds the pylon for 6, and the Indians regain the lead.
Taking that.
Pirates offense goes back to work. First down and 10 on the Boonville 43-yard line with 5:31 to go in the third quarter. 2 receivers on the right, 1 to the left. Bishop takes the snap. Pressure coming from the right. Bishop making the throw on the run, and it is caught by Cons, and he's got some yards after the catch, the 20, the 15, the 10, and nobody will catch him. Touchdown, Boonsville. How about that? They respond on the first play, and the Pirates go back out on top.
It's big there, 1st and 10, and here's a throw. It's, caught up the seam. He's got some space, up the middle, touchdown, Hallsville! Gabe Jenkins into the end zone, 31 yards to the house. It's a 2-point game with 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Hallsville getting set to go. 2 receivers on the left, 3 on the right. Dalvin Smith in motion. Snap is low. Smith will put out a block, and the throw right side. It's intercepted this time. Boonville running it back, and they'll go down, and the Pirates have won this football game. And that was a look back at the highlights from last week's game, and a really good game, but it ended up being the Boonville Pirates who ended up on top. Just a 2-point victory right there, and I'm going to see if I can get the cam going again, the booth cam. There we go. Had a little bit of a technical error there, but we are back here, and welcome back to the broadcast booth. Really a great game. Ended up being a 34-32 loss. Boonville ended up winning. Hallsville moved to 0-3 after that one. But as you saw, some really good plays in there. And hopefully we're going to see a lot more good plays and more Hallsville highlights this time. Of course, as long as everything goes well with this, we're going to be bringing that back next week too, because that, I think, is a lot of fun. I think it's a lot of fun to take a look back at last week's game as well. And, talking about taking a look back, we're going to go ahead and take you back in time to 1 year ago today, like I mentioned earlier in the pregame show, where we will look back at Eldon and how Eldon ended up falling by 8 points to Hallsville almost 1 year ago from today. 2 days off, but close enough to that point. We're going to take a quick break, though. When we come back, we've got that coming up for you next here on the Show Me Sports Network's coverage of Hallsville Indians football.
At Hallsville School District, our educators do more than just teach. Lives are being shaped for the future before they even enter a classroom. For students to succeed, it takes an entire district-wide team. Join Hallsville School District's team today, now offering competitive salaries and benefits for all positions. Visit hallsville.org and click on the employment link under Our District tab.
In today's world, injury prevention is at the top of everyone's list. However, heat-related occurrences get routinely overlooked. Zealous WBGT puts that front and center. By using cutting-edge formulas and technology, Zealous WBGT streamlines and simplifies obtaining and documenting wet bulb globe temperature readings. With a simple touch of a button, you can check WBGT anywhere in the world, receiving alerts when the WBGT goes over the threshold you select. Join the stress-free way to protect student-athletes, employees, and overall operations from extreme heat by downloading the free Zealous WBGT app today. Save time, save money, save lives with Zealous WBGT.
You want great benefits from your work, but you don't want a boring desk job. Then again, if you're active and working outside, your benefits are going to be awful, if you have any at all. Unless you work at Salter Lawn Service. 4-day work weeks with a full 40 hours, paid overtime, vacation, 401k, and full health insurance. Right now, Salter is looking for career-minded workers, so get started with a career you'll love and benefits you can actually brag about. Apply now at salterlawnservice.com.
We need you. We need you. We need you.
We need you, now more than ever.
The Southern Boone School District is hiring part-time bus drivers for route athletics and activities with no experience necessary. Our drivers enjoy flexible work hours, paid on-site CDL training, and paid time off, all while helping our community. The position offers competitive pay. Go visit sbschools.us/employment.
We need you.
Well, hello and welcome back in to your Hallsville Indians football pregame show. And, well, we're going to bring you back to one of those segments that I did a little bit ago. Again, unfortunately, I was unable to get an interview with head coach Paul Stevens for the pregame show. However, make sure to stay tuned for the postgame show, which, of course, will include Coach Stevens. So you just got done seeing some of the highlights from last week's game. Well, how about I take you back and we recall some of the highlights from almost 1 year ago today. We go back to September 22nd of 2023. Hallsville was playing Eldon in week number 5. Hallsville entering this one 3-1 and 1-0 in Tri-County Conference play. Eldon was entering the game 2-2, 0-1 in Tri-County Conference play. So both of these two teams, they had some things going for them, and they were also hoping for a big victory, and a big game it was between these two teams. Ended up being a 50-42 victory for your Hallsville Indians. For those of you who don't really remember that game, it was one that seemed to go back and forth and back and forth. Eldon really started with the momentum out of the locker room, out of halftime, because you remember the game was pretty handily in Hallsville's favor after the first half. You know, they were feeling good. And then Eldon comes out of the locker room. They score a really quick touchdown, 72-yard receiving touchdown for Jalen Beckman, brought the lead down to 6 points. And then Eldon actually took the lead 30-28 later with 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. So within the first couple of minutes of that third quarter, they were down 2 scores, and now they're up 2 points against Hallsville. But, of course, as I mentioned, Hallsville did end up winning this game, and that was in big part thanks to Braden Matheny's 6 passing touchdowns, and it was the team's second 50-point performance of the season. Just really good stuff from Braden Matheny. Hopefully, we can see something similar to that tonight. But you'll remember, of course, he had the big game, and he had a big play to senior wide receiver Colton Nichols. A 54-yard screen pass to him ended up going to the house. And, of course, Abe El-Fanish also was big. He scored a touchdown for them pretty late. And, well, Eldon did have an opportunity late in the game, but the offense was not able to get going. The Hallsville defense really standing strong in that fourth quarter, being able to make sure that they weren't able to create the momentum that Eldon was hoping that they would get. And it ended up being Hallsville who ended up on top, a 50-42 victory for your Hallsville Indians. Again, almost 1 year ago today, behind a huge offensive performance led by Braden Matheny's 6 passing touchdowns. That was a look back at 1 year ago today, and that's all I've got for you on the Hallsville Indians pregame show. Of course, we've got a little bit more coming up next. We've got the starting lineups presented to you by Cassandra Gazaway, Mary Kay Independent Beauty Consultant. That is coming up next, so stick around because kickoff is just about underway here on the Show Me Sports Network.
Seeking to express your unique style? How about healthier, clear skin? Look no further than Mary Kay. For more than 60 years, Mary Kay has been offering a wide range of high-quality makeup and skincare products that empower you to shine and stand out in any setting. From luscious lipsticks to vibrant eyeshadows, flawless foundations to glowing highlights, moisturizing serum to blemish and acne regimens, Mary Kay's got you covered. If you don't have a Mary Kay beauty consultant, then I've got you covered. To get your best skin, call me, Cassandra Gazway, today at 417-684-2667 or visit online at marykay.com/Cassandra Gazway.
Well, hello and welcome back into your Hallsville Indians pregame show here on the Show Me Sports Network. I'm Austin Thomas, and it's time for a look at those starting lineups presented by Cassandra Gazaway, Mary Kay Independent Beauty Consultant. And, well, let's go ahead and start off with the Macon Tigers on defense. Their secondary is going to include Eli Kaiser, Ryder Lewis, and Skylar Reed. Their linebacking core is Case Holman, Isaac Anderson, Paxton Jones, and Ian Marshall. And then on the defensive line, Denver Gingrich and Ben Kaufman. As for the offense for those Macon Tigers, on the offensive line, Case Holman, Landon Wells, Denver Gingrich, Braden Garner, and Ben Kaufman. Under center, it's Kenan Isaacson. He'll be the quarterback for tonight. As for the running backs, it's going to be split between Skylar Anderson and Paxton Jones. Along with that, as for the receivers today, Ty Kaiser, Levi Venata, and Ryder Lewis. Now for your Hallsville Indians, first with a look at the defensive side. In the secondary, Eli Washam, Lawson Burks, and Landon Cunningham. In the linebacking core, Carter Geisler, Aiden Ski, Wyatt Morris, and Dalvin Smith. On the defensive line, Jack Stockamp, Luke Peasley, Tyson Perigo, and Jack Wooden. And now for a look at the offense. Hallsville is led out by Braden Matheny under center. Dalvin Smith and Wyatt Morris are both going to be running backs. Well, Dalvin Smith, a little bit of an athlete. He plays wide receiver as well, but he'll be listed as a running back. As for the receivers, Lawson Burks, Aiden Ski, and Isaac Stinson. And then Jack Wooden, the tight end. And the offensive line, Liam Davis, Peyton Harlow, Connor George, Tyson Perigo, and Bryce Greening. Well, the kickoff is just about here, but before we get to that, just a quick break, and when we come back, we have, of course, kickoff for you here with Hallsville Indians coverage on the Show Me Sports Network.
At Centurion Cares, for more than 3 decades, their focus has been on exceeding customer expectations for contact center software solutions. Their innovative communication solutions include utility interactive voice response software that allows for smart communication features that let your utility deliver superior customer service 24/7. They also provide other streamlined services like automatic call distribution, automated customer callback, reporting, and quality assurance. To find out more about how Centurion Cares can help your business, call them at 727-421-5300 or look them up online at centurioncares.com. Centurion Cares, innovative communication solutions.
Since 1951, Wren's Automotive has been the leader in complete automotive and tire services, proudly serving the Ashland community and southern Boone County area. Servicing all makes and models of vehicles, customer satisfaction is their top priority. If your vehicle leaves you stranded, no need to worry, as Wren's Automotive offers 24-hour towing services. To schedule an appointment, call 573-657-4614 or stop by and see Terry, Peggy, Derek, and the crew at 124 East Broadway in Ashland. Wren's Automotive, your full-service automotive repair shop for over 70 years.
Green, as you can see right there, and, well, we are just about underway with Hallsville Indians football. Macon will be kicking it off first. They're wearing the orange jerseys with the orange pants. Kind of looks like a Cleveland Browns uniform, and an onside kick attempt here. It's not going to get past the 50, and so Hallsville will be starting with the football around the 46-yard line where it ended up going out of bounds, and so that is where they will take possession of it. So Hallsville set to go back out there behind Braden Matheny, the senior quarterback. He's been quarterbacking for about a year and a half now for Hallsville. Well, it's close to 2 years at this point as we are in week 4, but a less than hopeful start of the season for Hallsville. They've played well but they're still 0-3 right now. They lost in double overtime in the season opener against Palmyra. Centralia might have been one of their worst games, but they still didn't play too bad, even though they ended up losing 48-20 in that game. It definitely wasn't that bad. A couple of late touchdowns really made that score seem a lot worse than it actually was. Well, Braden Matheny and the offense are set out to go. The snap here, a throw right side to Lawson Burks. He's caught it, a nice screen, and he's up the right sideline, up to the 30 and to the 29-yard line before he's tackled out of bounds. Lawson Burks making the first play of the game, and it's already a big gain for Hallsville. Call it 18 yards on the reception. They marked him down at the 29-yard line, and, well, the teams are ready to go here. A big drive to start off for Hallsville. They're hoping to keep this going. They're set up on the right hash now. Isaac Stinson on the far left. It's a handoff to Aiden Ski. He's trying to push it to the left side edge. He's not able to. Wrapped up in behind the line of scrimmage. A nice tackle there by Ryder Lewis, the junior cornerback for Macon. And, well, it's a 2nd and 12 after a loss of 2 is marked. They've got the ball at the 31-yard line in Macon territory, and Hallsville will, again, get set up to go. 2nd and 12 here. Isaac Stinson on the far left. Dalvin Smith in the right side slot with Ski in the left slot. Here's the snap. It's a fake handoff to Wyatt Morris. Braden Matheny steps up in the pocket, throws it right side. It's caught by Lawson Burks, sliding to the ground. He's able to keep his feet in. That's pretty impressive by Lawson Burks. Also an impressive throw by Braden Matheny. He dropped back, noticed the pressure coming from around the edge, stepped up in the pocket. That is amazing pocket presence. You don't get that from many quarterbacks in the mid-Missouri area. And it's a 3rd and 3. Not quite a first down. Ball is at the 22-yard line. They've got to get it to the 19. Hoping to be successful early on here. Braden Matheny and Wyatt Morris in the backfield. On the left side, Smith, Ski, and Stinson. On the right side, it's Lawson Burks all alone. Pushed on the right hash. Matheny, he drops back. He's looking up over the middle. It's into a couple of different defenders. Tried to fit it into Dalvin Smith, but it falls incomplete. And it's 4th and 3. Hallsville probably going to go for this. But it's a very important down to get here. 4th and 3 for Hallsville. Still the first quarter of the game. 11 minutes to go. It hasn't even been a minute into this first drive. Now Hallsville gets set back out there. Smith, Ski, and Stinson on the left. On the right, it's Lawson Burks again. Wyatt Morris in the backfield with Matheny. Here's the snap. Matheny looking left side. It's off the hands of Aiden Ski. Drops incomplete, and that's a turnover on downs. Macon is excited for that one. Jumping up and down on the sideline over there. And it's a turnover on down, so Macon will take possession. Just a minute long on that first drive, and they nearly got it into the red zone, but come away with nothing for Hallsville. Now Macon will set things up. Macon, they have had a rough start to the season. You look at their past few games, and their offense has been getting steadily better, but it's still been progressively worse results overall. You look at that first game of the season, it was a rough 35-0 loss. The second game wasn't nearly as bad when they ended up losing 18-7. That one was actually pretty close, but last week a rough finish. Here's the snap, and hit really hard in the backfield. No flag comes out as it was right around the throw as Isaacson's pass goes out the sideline, and it will bring up 2nd and 10. So the Tigers will get set to go. Trying to get that offense rolling along. You go to last season, the 0-10 record, and their offense really struggled to get yardage. That was one of their biggest problems last season. Now trying to get that going a little bit better. Now they're set up on that left hash. Here's the snap. Isaacston will hand it off, running up the middle, charging forward and getting a few yards on that carry. A nice carry there as it will bring up a 3rd down and call it 3 or 4. They'll call it 3. That was Levi Venata on the carry there. A split receiver versus running back. He is similar to Dalvin Smith in that aspect. So now the Macon offense will get back out there and ready to go. Just over 10 minutes to go, still in the first quarter. As here's the snap, 4 receivers on the right side for Macon, running back and trying to get him down. They got him, kind of wrapped him around the collar, though. I believe that's going to be a horse collar on Hallsville. Wyatt Morris was able to get into the backfield really quickly and tried to grab him, but no, it's going to be holding is the call, and it's declined after the sack. I thought that might have been a horse collar, but it ends up being a sack, so Wyatt Morris coming out big with the sack there, and it brings up a 4th and long. They're going to bring it all the way back to the 17-yard line, and Macon will have to punt this one away. 4th and 15, and the punt formation out there for Macon. Hallsville has Isaac Stinson set to return it. He's at exactly on the 50. Snap is there. The punt is up and away. It's not a bad punt, but a fair catch called for by Stinson. He will catch it at the 49-yard line, still in Macon territory, not able to get it out. And it will be Hallsville's offense to get set back out there and pretty good positioning. Well, the offense had a very good first play of the game. It was the 18-yard reception to Lawson Burks. And then they were able to cut off about 7 yards on the next first down, but that was all that they got. Offense not able to do as much as they would have hoped for on that first drive, but they have some reasons to be hopeful. And that defense, man, that defense really stood up strong right there. I think that's one of the most underrated parts of Hallsville is that defense. Talk about that a little more on their next possession here as Braden Matheny gets back out there with Wyatt Morris to his right side. Here's the snap. Dropping back, a throw deep left side to Stinson. He's got it. Tries to juke out a man, but he's tackled down at the 24-yard line. A nice throw and catch as Hallsville is able to get 25 yards on the play before being taken down. So now the Macon defense will see what they can do. See if they can stop Hallsville. Here's the snap. Braden Matheny rolling right side. He looks for Ski, but now he's going to go to his second option, Lawson Burks, who catches it, falling out of bounds. It is complete. And that brings up a second and I believe that's going to be about 6. We'll see where they mark it down. Yeah, 2nd and 6 here as he went out of bounds at the 20-yard line. So now Hallsville will get set back up out there. You look at recently Hallsville's offense, and it's been throw, throw, throw. Of course, Braden Matheny is more than capable of that. Last game we saw Matheny take off a lot more than we're used to, and he was definitely using his legs throughout last game against Boonville. Here's the snap. He's dropping back, looking to throw. Deep left side to Isaac Stinson, trying to get it over single coverage, but great defense out there by Ryder Lewis, who comes up with another big defensive play, and that's exactly what you want out of your junior defensive back. Well, he's definitely not a guy that you can just throw over top of and say that you're going to catch it. That's a really good receiver in Isaac Stinson, and Ryder Lewis said, no, sir. Here's the snap now. Looking left side. It's knocked out of the hands of Aiden Ski. In coverage right there was number 42, Cash Reed, the freshman for Macon. Coming up pretty big time. So 2nd and 6 for 4th and 6 for Hallsville. Matheny looking to the sideline and Coach Stevens to see what the play call is. Again, the big first play, getting it closer to the red zone, but not quite able to break into the red zone. Hallsville set back up out there, and they will call a timeout to get set up to go, and a timeout is called. So we've got about a minute here as the teams decide on what they're going to work for. And, well, again, you look at the start of this game so far, and it seems like between these two teams, it's going to be which offense can get going. Hallsville's offense has struggled in certain times. You look throughout the first couple of games. Matheny struggled in that second game with the interceptions. You go back to Centralia, And you look at last game, and the offense was pretty good, but it ended up stalling out a couple times near the end of the game. And in those clutch moments, that's what it ended up coming down to. Boonville was able to get them, and it's the same thing with Palmyra at the beginning of the year. Palmyra was able to match it on the offensive side of the ball, and it seems like it could be coming down to that, as now Hallsville is back out of their timeout and ready to go. 4th and 6. 9 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Matheny with Morris to his right. Still a tie ball game. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Matheny dropping back. He's got some time. He rolls out left side. He's got plenty. He's looking deep, and that's going to fall incomplete. Tried to fit it into Isaac Stinson, but a little off target on the throw. And it's another turnover on downs for Hallsville. Macon will take back possession at the 19-yard line. Tough for Hallsville right there, and Macon's defense has been doing really well once Hallsville gets crunched up closer to the red zone. Now, one of the things that I found very interesting was you look back to last week and the 2-point conversions. That was always something that was a struggle, and it seemed to be whenever Hallsville was pushed up close to the end zone, it made things a little bit tougher. That's one thing that Coach Stevens had mentioned in the postgame show that he really wanted to work on. We'll see if they can do that here. Here's a run left side, cutting back in as Vanetta continuing to run up, and he's pushed down at the 35-yard line. A 15-yard carry, just barreling his way through the defensive line, and that's exactly what you want out of your running back right there. A really good run for Levi Vanetta. Only a sophomore out there, but a very young offense overall. You look at the team, and Isaacson, a sophomore. Anderson, Paxton Jones, both sophomores. Vanetta, a sophomore. Ryder Lewis is only a junior. You look at the offensive line, maybe a little bit more senior, as they've got 2 seniors and 2 juniors, but still a relatively young team. Here's the snap. It's a handoff left side. Vanetta looking to run up. He's got plenty of space again. Gets his way up to the 44-yard line where he's tackled. An 8-yard carry. And Macon continues to move along the field. So now a 2nd and 2 for Macon. They're still looking good out there. Kenan Isaacson back to the huddle with the play call. Coach Van Vanetta at the helm, his 3rd year in charge of Macon. He took this team to a 9-2 record 2 years ago. Last year just 0-10, as this one is a snap. Isaacson trying to take this one up himself. He gets tackled after a gain of about 1. He didn't quite get the first down, but it's still only 3rd. So a 3rd and 1 set up for Macon. Still 0-0 in the first quarter. 7 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Macon in their huddle. Hallsville all lined up out there. The defensive secondary moving closer over to the near side as 4 receivers are set up over there. Here's a snap. Isaacson trying to run it up himself. I think he got there. We'll see where they spot it. Tried to keep it, and yes, they will spot him just across for a first down. So the chains will move as he pushed it all the way up to the 47-yard line, still in Macon territory. The ball has not left Macon territory since the very beginning of the game. Hallsville returned to start off with, and they got the ball in Macon territory. It has never been in Hallsville's territory yet. Here's the snap. Isaacson running it right side, breaking a tackle, and he's tackled down from the shoulders. A great tackle by Eli Washam. Looks like that's right on the 50-yard line, just a bit before it. So a gain of 3 yards on the carry, and it could be entering Hallsville territory for the first time this game after this play. Macon needs just 1 yard to push it across. That run game has looked really nice as of late. That's been a key for them. See if they can keep that run game going. Now a personal foul is called against Hallsville, so they will actually move this up the field, and that will be a first down, a 15-yard penalty on Hallsville. Now, I believe that might have to do with the tackle, but I didn't actually see the penalty thrown. So 2 receivers on the left side, 1 on the right side. They've got a tight end pushed on the left side of the O-line. 1 in the back. Here's the snap. Throw over to Ryder Lewis. It's off his hands, falls incomplete. Trying to get a quick screen pass on the left side. Lewis was set up in that tight end slot. Didn't end up doing anything with it, and it drops incomplete for 2nd and 10. So the ball in Hallsville territory for the first time this game. I think that says a lot about the defense. Of course, the offense definitely helpful in that aspect, but now the defense having to prove themselves this time. 2 receivers on the right, 1 on the left. Motion behind the line, and here's a snap. It's a run right side. Venata not able to get anywhere with that. A tackle behind the line, a loss of 1 for Macon. Brings up 3rd and 11.
That's a loss of 1. That'll bring up 3rd down and 11 for the Tigers.
Again, trying to keep that run game alive. Levi Venata, one of the guys that's mixed in there. And a timeout for Macon. Looks like actually it's going to be an official timeout, which we will see here. 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. And a 0-0 ball game still. Both defenses really standing strong. Hallsville's had a couple of big plays that pushed them deep into Macon territory, but that's about it. Looking back at this game, again, you look at Macon, and their biggest gain in one single play was due to the penalty so far. They have been driving down the field just a couple yards at a time. That's all that they've needed. And they've got the ball all the way up to the 36-yard line in Hallsville territory after starting with it deep back at the 19. And now Hallsville is back out of their huddles. Still, Macon is getting set up and ready to go. And now they're back out there. So now Isaacson back out there with Venata on his right. Stack of 3 receivers on the right side of the offensive line. A solo receiver on the left. Here's the snap. It's a pitch. It's thrown in the air. Hallsville's got it. Running it up the left side and tackled down is number 8, Jack Wooden. A huge play for Hallsville, and they've got possession back. A play that did not go as designed for the Tigers. And all of a sudden, Hallsville's back in business. The defense staying aware all the time. Huge and a big mistake for Macon. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line in Hallsville's own territory. A first down is plenty into Macon territory. Get it back there where it was earlier in the game. So now Hallsville back out there. Braden Matheny with Morris on his left. He snaps and hands it off to him, and Morris tackled down at 1-yard gain as he got it up to the 47-yard line. Not what he was hoping for on that carry, and that's going to be an aspect of the game that you continue to see attempted. They're not going to run away from it. Coach Stevens has said that's one thing that he wants to improve. Of course, like I mentioned earlier, they throw the ball a lot, and an empty backfield here shows just that. 3 receivers on the right, 2 on the left. Here's the snap. Matheny dropping back. He's looking on the pass to Ski. It's caught. He's up to the 40-yard line and tackled down after a gain of about 14 yards. He's tackled at the 39. Big play for Hallsville, and they're back into Macon territory. Braden Matheny continuing to lead this team. He's been really good at finding those mid-range passes, and of course he did have the big play to Isaac Stinson earlier, really unleashed the cannon. As here's the snap, empty backfield again, throw right side, skis in the slot, he catches it and pushes upfield for a gain of 6 yards, tackled down at the 33-yard line.
Jones on the stop for the Tigers.
2nd and 4 up here. Just under 4:30 to go in the first quarter. Hallsville's again got 3 receivers on the right, 2 on the left. Smith goes in motion to the right side. Movement on the line as we'll see who gets called for that. Saw Liam Davis step up, and yes, a false start is called on Davis. Stood up a little early, and that caused a 5-yard penalty, so now back to a 2nd and 9. Davis, really good the first couple of games as a freshman. Last game had a couple more penalties called against him, and hoping to use that as a learning experience. Here's a snap to Matheny. He jukes up inside. He's got space up the left sideline to the 20, and he goes out of bounds at the 16. A nice play on the keeper for Matheny, and that brings the ball a gain of about 20 yards on the play. Hallsville into the red zone for the first time this game. First time either team has been in the red zone. Trying to get things going right. Matheny again, an empty backfield. 3 receivers on the right, 2 on the left. Here's the snap. Quick throw, right side on the screen pass to Lawson Burks. He catches it, runs upfield for a gain of 6. The ball came out, but they called it dead. Whistles are blown. Lawson Burks is a little slow to get back up, but an injury timeout will be called. Official timeout, so the trainers will come out here and take a look at Lawson Burks as both teams will get set back up. Hopefully all is good for Lawson Burks. He did get hit on the play and ended up dropping the ball on it, but it was after he had hit the ground, so we will look to see as he sits back up, and
Let's hear it for Mr. Burks.
he gets back off on a little bit of help from the trainers. So some kind of leg injury, and hopefully he is all right, as Hallsville does have a 2nd and 5, a 5-yard play. Lawson Burks has been the leader in targets on this team in this game so far. And in the first couple of weeks, usually it's been Aiden Ski or Isaac Stinson, as you might expect, but Lawson Burks so far this game, he's been a vital piece to the team, so hoping for a quick recovery, and that's nothing big. Macon back out there on defense as the whistles are ready to go, and we are set back up for more football. 3:30 to go in the first quarter. Hallsville set up on the right hash. Wyatt Morris in the backfield and some motion. It's a handoff, running it up, trying to get some space, and he's going to be tackled after a gain of about 3 or 4 on there. Aiden Ski with the ball.
On the carry for the Indians. Anderson on the stop for the
So a gain of 3 yards, they'll call it. It's a 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2.
Braden Matheny with Wyatt Morris again in the backfield. 2 receivers right, 2 on the left. Here's the snap. Matheny trying to take it up the middle, trying to follow his blockers. He's patient. He got himself a first down, but not too much more than that as he's tackled at the 7-yard line, they'll call it. And it's a first down for Hallsville. 1st and goal. Got to get 8 yards, or sorry, 7 yards to break the plane.
Macon Tigers 7-yard line.
Again, Wyatt Morris in the backfield. Here's a snap. Heavy on the O-line. Morris taking it up. He breaks a tackle, tries, dives, end zone, touchdown Hallsville. They take the early lead in the game, and it's 6-0 with 2:30 to go in the first quarter. Wyatt Morris, the first touchdown scorer in this game, and that's the difference between these two teams right now. So 6-0, barring the 2-point conversion attempt. 7-yard rushing touchdown for Morris. As here's the snap, 2-point conversion, trying to run it right side and stopped short of the goal line. Hallsville really tried to get that one, trying to be a little more creative with it, but ultimately doesn't work out, and, well, it remains a 6-0 lead for Hallsville after the 2-point conversion was no good. 2 minutes and 29 seconds left on the clock. And the kickoff coming up for Hallsville. They've been tempting with that onside kick every single time this season so far. So you've got to expect to see that again. But a great drive right there. Hallsville just doing everything that they needed to do, making the easy pass, finding the open player, and getting exactly what they needed. And now both teams back out there and ready to go as Hallsville is set to kick this one away. Macon's got one man deep just in case. And Hallsville's set back out there. Riker Haynes, the kickoff man for the Indians. He's been really good this year. 4 successful onside kicks in 3 games. Haynes looks to the sideline and checks with his team. He's ready to go. Here it is. It's going to take a bounce, but Macon's on top of it. And a couple of flags here thrown back in Hallsville territory. And both of those flags were aggressively thrown and immediately thrown as something happened behind that line of kickoff. Again, I didn't quite see it, and we'll wait for the call from the umpires here. The referees out there. And they will go and pick up the flags and make the call out here. I believe it was some sort of personal foul. Yes, unnecessary roughness on Macon. And so call it a 15-yard penalty from the 49-yard line, brings it all the way back to the 34. So it was really good field positioning for Macon, ends up not really doing anything for them. So a first down and 10 from the 34, Macon in their own territory. And here we get ready to go. Here's the snap, a handoff. Isaacson immediately hands it off, and it's immediately blown up in the backfield. A loss of 2 yards, and another flag is thrown that looks like it's going to be some sort of unnecessary roughness. A big sack there, not quite a sack, a big tackle for loss. The ball is currently at the 32-yard line for a loss of 2. The referees are discussing what to do here, trying to keep the game from getting too chippy. Again, still, Hallsville just scored the first touchdown of the game, and it looks like this might be on Hallsville. Yeah, and so they're going to be pushed back. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Hallsville and a 15-yard penalty there, and it will be set up now at the 47-yard line. So the 15-yard penalty really hurts Hallsville, and it's a first down for Macon. Again, the penalties, a big deal at this point in the game. Hallsville still looking for their first win. They are up on the scoreboard right now. Trying to keep it that way, but Macon is threatening. Hallsville's defense has been really good so far. Trying to keep it that way. 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go in the first quarter. Here's a pitch right side, trying to get into the backfield, and a huge loss there as Venata went down 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 43-yard line. So, disregarding unsportsmanlike conduct, that's back-to-back tackles for losses for Hallsville. They've had a lot of those this game. They've been doing a great job of getting into that backfield and really roughing up whoever's got the football. And now Macon is back out there. Isaacson takes the snap. It's a little high. He'll hand it off to Venata, who tries to take it left side. He gets to the edge. He's at the 50. He cuts upfield. A flag is thrown at the 40, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 35-yard line. A couple of flags thrown in the backfield, and this might be coming back. It seems like it's going to be a holding call all the way back at the 44-yard line in Macon territory, and it will indeed be holding. So take off all of that yardage that Venata just gained and bring it back, and it'll remain a second down, but it'll be a second and almost 24. We'll have to see exactly where they marked the holding from. It looks like it's going to be from about the line of scrimmage. Of course, it was a second and 14 prior to that play. And the referee's discussing it, looking over to the sideline, and yeah, they'll decide it's all right. And yes, that will indeed be accepted. Not sure why you would not accept that. And it will be a second and 24 coming up, and a timeout is called for Macon. And well, let's kind of just take you back through the game and kind of what's been going on tonight. Currently a 6-0 lead for the Hallsville Indians, but it ended up starting off pretty nice. It was a really good play. Started off going to Lawson Burks up the right sideline, got him right next to the red zone, but Hallsville's offense kind of stalled out from there. The defense continued to stay strong, forced a punt on the first possession for Macon, and then Hallsville again had a big play by Isaac Stinson, brought it back into near the red zone, but again, not quite able to punch it in. And so they turn the ball over on downs. Macon gets the ball back. They start pushing down the field until eventually Hallsville recovers the fumble, tries to again push it back, and they're not able to do that. And so now we're sitting at Macon. Hallsville, yes, they did score there. They did score there. They got the 6 points on the Wyatt Morris touchdown, a huge turn in the game. They weren't able to make the 2-point conversion, however, and now they're back out there trying to play defense as we get ready to go again on a second and 24. So Hallsville's defense back out there, an empty backfield for Isaacson. And a false start by the receiver on the right side for Macon. So that was number 23, Sam Quinn, a freshman wide receiver for the Tigers. And of course, that is something that happens for the younger players. They're a lot more prone to some of those penalties. Call them rookie mistakes. But you got to learn from them. Here's the snap to Isaacson. He's looking to go deep right side. The throw up top and through the hands. Nearly there to make up for that. It was again targeted there for Sam Quinn, the freshman. Trying to get him on the big play and make up for it, but it does drop incomplete. And now a 3rd and 29 for Macon. Just over a minute to go in the first quarter. Macon back out there. Again, an empty backfield for Isaacson. 2 receivers on the right, 2 on the left, 1 tight end on the left side of the O-line. Motion, here's the snap. Isaacson has time in the pocket, has the pocket presence. He's rolling out right side now. The blockers continuing to be good, but not that good, as finally Hallsville gets to him and wraps him up for the sack. A loss of about 10 yards on the play, and it's almost a 3rd and 40. A 4th and 40, we'll call it, as the ball is pushed all the way back to the 18-yard line. A crazy turn of events here. And now Macon will have to punt this one away. So the punt team is out there for the Tigers. Here's the snap. And the punt is up and away, and Isaac Stinson, again, calling for the fair catch. He's still got it in Macon territory, or we'll see exactly where they mark him down. Looks like the 50-yard line, so right about there where Hallsville will set up shop and see what they can get rolling along. Still a 6-0 lead for the Indians here in the first quarter. Just 24 seconds left in that first quarter, however. Hallsville hoping to have another successful drive. The offense, even though you look at these games and they've been losses, they've been able to put up points in each of them. It's a matter of just seeing if they can score more than the other team right now. So Wyatt Morris in the backfield with Matheny. 2 receivers on the right, 1 on the left. Here's the snap. It's a handoff to Morris as he runs up the middle and gets about 8 yards on the carry. A nice carry there, but that will probably do it for this first quarter as the clock does run. It brings up a 2nd and 2 as they are at the 42-yard line in Macon territory. And, well, Matheny and the Indians will step off to the sideline. That will do it for this first quarter of action, and we will take a quick break here. When we come back, second quarter of action right here on the Show Me Sports Network.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of the Show Me Sports Network under the broadcasting rights granted therein. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the express written consent of the Show Me Sports Network. Announcers are provided by the Show Me Sports Network.
Are you in the market?
And welcome back in to Hallsville Indians football here on the Show Me Sports Network. Second quarter of action about to break underway here as, well, these two teams have certainly been going at it, and it seems like Hallsville might have the upper hand at the moment, of course, up on the scoreboard, and they've got the ball back. They are pushing into Macon territory. They've got the ball at the 42-yard line, and it seems like the ball has been on one side of the screen the whole night tonight. It's always been pushed over to there. Well, with the quarter flip, we're going to be looking at the other side, so get ready to turn the camera here as, well, Macon will get back out there ready to go defensively, and Hallsville looking to continue pushing down the field. It was Wyatt Morris who broke into the end zone for the only score of the game so far. But looking to have another touchdown score. Wyatt Morris, he averages a touchdown per game. He had 2 against Centralia, and then, of course, he had 1 last game. A little bit of pre-snap motion, making sure everyone's lined up right. Matheny takes the snap, hands it off to Morris, tries to stay patient, waiting for the blocks, but not going to get enough, and maybe a little too patient there as he's tackled at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of 1. They'll mark him down at the 41-yard line. So a gain of 1 yard, and it brings up 3rd and 1. Hallsville trying to keep this drive alive. Probably would go for it if they got it to 4th down, but you'd love to get here without having to worry about that. Matheny takes the snap. Quick throw left side. Got some time. Isaac Stinson tries to juke out a man. He does. Now cuts in. He's up to the 30, up to the 20, 10. Pushed out of bounds at the 6-yard line. A huge play. A gain of 35 yards. And Hallsville's got this ball all the way into the red zone, and they're ready to punch it in. First and goal for Hallsville. As now they get back out there. Empty backfield for Matheny. 3 receivers on the right, 2 on the left. Here's the snap. Matheny taking it himself. He's got a hole up into the end zone. Touchdown, Hallsville. Braden Matheny breaks into the end zone, and it's 12-0 in the second quarter. Braden Matheny doing a great job out there and keeping Hallsville in charge of this one. A strong start to the second quarter. And now the 2-point conversion attempt. Empty backfield again. Matheny takes the snap. He's looking to throw. Throwing on the up corner route, not going to be caught. It was a little short on the corner, and the two-point conversion falls no good. So again, remains a 12-0 lead for Hallsville. But man, this offense continuing to roll along, but I think it's the defense that really stands out to me. They have not really made an error all game long. And that's what's got them up pretty big here early. Although the second quarter now, it's not as early anymore. I don't know, can you still consider, I'd still consider this early. 11:09 left on the clock in the second quarter. So yes, I will say that it isn't early in the game. But Braden Matheny had the 7-yard touchdown to cap off the drive after a 34-yard completion to Isaac Stinson. But it was one that almost entirely came off of yards after the catch. You saw Stinson juke a couple guys and then just found his way up that sideline. And just a really big play put them into position to score. Both of Hallsville's touchdowns so far this game have been exactly 7 yards. Interesting note there. And now it is a first down. Well, we'll see exactly what happens here. It's a kickoff for Hallsville. Of course, you know, I get so used to saying it's going to be a first down, but at the same point in time, you don't know because Hallsville always does the onside kicks. So now the Indians back out there and ready to kick it away. Riker Haynes lined up. He runs up, and the kick is up and away, takes a bounce, quickly hit as soon as the ball got in the hands of Macon, but I believe that they stayed on top of it. So the Tigers will now take possession from their own 46-yard line. Call it the 47. Ryder Lewis was the one who ended up falling on top of the football. Now we are set to go for Macon's next drive of the game. They've had a few drives here so far, but none have resulted in points. They've had a couple of punts. The turnover with the fumble, I believe it was considered a fumble at least. It might have been an interception. As here's a snap and running it up the middle, Levi Venata. He's going to get just 2 yards on the carry, and he's tackled after that gain. So a 2nd and 8 coming up. Macon at midfield. Tigers getting set to go again. As you look back at the way that this team has performed so far, it's been a lot of running the ball. Kenan Isaacson's taken it a couple times. They've handed it off to Levi Venata. Those have been kind of the two main guys so far. As well, you look at last drive, it ended up being a way pushed back thanks to penalties and sacks. As here's the snap. Handoff met in the backfield. A great job by Carter Geisler to get there, and he got the TFL. A loss of 1 brings up 3rd and 9. Big time play for the Indians as, again, that defense just has been so good this game. And again, you look at previous games as well. Every game, it seems like that defense goes out there and they compete. I mean, that defense, you look at the points that have been put up against them and you think that that's not good. This defense, so underrated. It feels like every game they're slowing them down. As here's a handoff, running left side. Venata, he's able to work his way past the marker for a first down. He's at the 40-yard line in Hallsville territory. Gain of 12 yards on the carry before Venata is tackled. A good play by Macon. But what I was saying, I mean, you look at this defense for Hallsville, and it's just continuously been slowing down some good offenses. They've been able to work them down and just continue to work them into bad spots, and a lot of the points that have been put up, there have been a couple of points that were put up that were pick sixes, a couple times where they've gotten the ball in bad positioning, as here's the handoff and met in the backfield. A dual sack for Hallsville as two defenders were in there. Again, Carter Geisler, and then that was also Liam Washam, I believe, was in on that tackle as well. So a 2nd and 16 after a loss of 6 on the sack. And Isaacson back to the huddle after getting the play call. He's going to audible to his guys as they know what to do now. 2 in the backfield next to Isaacson. 2 on the right, 1 on the left. Here's a hand off and the run up the right side. Veneta not going anywhere on the carry. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. As Carter Geisler comes in for the tackle. Man, he has been good. Carter Geisler involved in almost every single one of these plays so far on this drive, it feels like. 3rd and 16 coming up for Macon. Got the ball on the 46-yard line. A triple receiver stack that's kind of a vertical line on the left side. Here's the snap. Looking over there. It'll be a screen pass. It might have hit the ground. I believe that's incomplete to Levi Veneta. And that could have been big, but just off target on the throw as Hallsville's defense was able to push in there. No. They're going to say that he did catch it, but he was down. So it's a loss of 7 on the play. Macon pushed further back. Now they're in their own territory where they will punt it away. Again, a long 4th down. 4th and 23. They had the 4th and 39 earlier in the game, and now they've got a 4th and 23. That's one of the great things about this Hallsville defense. They have been doing a good job of getting into that backfield. Here's the snap. Punt is up and away, and that one is going deep. That is a really good punt. Slows down at the 5, at the 4. Didn't even need to be touched. It's picked up at the 3. What a punt there by Macon.
Ritter's punt rolls dead on the Indians' 4-yard line.
That was Hagen Ritter, the junior kicker for Macon. What a punt. You know, I'm a guy that I love a good punt here and there. Maybe I'm a little bit old school, but, man, there's just something about seeing a punt land back at the 3 or the 4, anywhere within the 5-yard line, especially when it doesn't even, okay, the ones are good where the defenders tap it back out, but it's even better when you see them just land there by themselves. That's a great punt. Now Hallsville will get set up deep in their own territory as here's a lost snap. It's back in their own end zone. They'll jump on top of it, and a safety. A botched snap, and Macon's got their first points of the game on the safety. Well, that's what a good punt does. That is what a good punt does. It's 12-2 as Macon gets on the scoreboard with the defensive points. So a 12-2 game. Again, you don't see the safety all that often, but you also don't see a punt back to the 3-yard line very often either. I didn't get who was in on the sack there. Or if it was a sack, I believe it was technically considered a handoff. I'm not sure. But now a safety punt coming up for Hallsville. 6:51 to go in the second quarter. That's the first safety of the season that Hallsville has either been the victim of or has pursued. Of course, they were the victim in that case. It's 12-2. Hallsville looking to get back on the defensive side has been a key piece. And they'll get back out here on defense as the kickoff coming up for Hallsville. They'll kick it off from their own 20-yard line as the ball not standing up on its own, so they will send out someone to hold it for him. Actually looks like they will not, as Riker Haynes is set to kick it off. Of course, this comes all the way back at the 20-yard line for Hallsville. That's what, you just don't see safeties very often, so if you haven't, they kick it off from the 20-yard line, and they can still get the ball back as the attempt for the onside kick, but it goes about 13 yards, and it's going to be Macon that ends up on top of it. So a 1st and 10 coming up, as Macon's got it at the 33-yard line. Macon getting set back up. They're in their team huddle. Hallsville already back out there. A 12-2 ball game. You don't see a score like that all too often. I doubt it's scoregami. Scoregami, of course, the completely unique score that's never happened before. This score has definitely happened at some point in time. But I assume there's plenty of scoring to be had still. Macon back out there as here's the snap, a handoff, the run right side, and it's absolutely blown up. Wyatt Morris with another TFL, a loss of 4 on the carry. Man, that Hallsville defense. They are making some highlight plays out here. So Macon back in the team huddle. So 2nd and 13, they'll call it, from the 35-yard line. Isaacson with Veneta to his left, low snap, and a no handoff. He'll keep it himself. Maybe not the right decision as he goes down a yard behind the line of scrimmage. And another TFL. It's 3rd and 14 as the ball is pushed back to the 36-yard line. Aiden Ski with his TFL. And the referees will blow the whistle here as the officials call a timeout past the 6-minute mark. Now, I believe that's got something to do with the heat out here because entering this game, the heat was very extreme. It's a lot hotter than it's been in the past. I believe the game started with a temperature near 90 degrees. The temperature now has dropped down to 79 as, of course, no more sun here. But there is some rain expected over the next 24 hours. Just a little bit. You're looking at early tomorrow morning as here's your meteorology report. That's obviously what you wanted to hear as it will be a 3rd and 14 coming up. And again, a really good game so far from Hallsville, hoping for their first win of the season. And the defense has just continued to show time and time again why they are one of the most underrated parts of this squad. Now, Macon has been having a rough season, to say the least. They had a rough year last year, but they're a young squad. But one of the big things is that they returned 10 starters on both offense and defense between these 2 seasons. It doesn't matter really how bad you were last season. If every one of your starters comes back or close to that, you're going to be in a good spot, or at least a better spot than you were. As here's the snap. Isaacson looking to throw. He's thrown it deep, and it's off the hands and dropping incomplete. Nearly a huge play for Macon, as that was Sam Quinn, the intended receiver. He's been targeted a few times on some big plays. Hasn't been able to come away with them yet. So a 4th and 15, and it's interesting to see what might happen here. Ball's back on the 36. Macon will go for it. They've punted the ball a few times. This is a little too close to punt it. Two receivers on the left, one on the right. Tight end on the left side. Here's the fake handoff. Pushing up in the pocket, not enough time. Three Hallsville defenders take him to the ground, and a turnover on downs for Macon as Hallsville comes up with a huge team sack and get the ball back. Tyson Perigo and Carter Giesler, and I didn't get the third name on there, but trust me, there was a third defender in on there. Came a little bit later. And Hallsville, that defense, man, oh man, that has been good. So now the offense will get set back out there and ready to go. 12-2 the lead for the Indians. 5:30 to go in the second quarter. Empty backfield for Hallsville. Three receivers on the right side, two on the left. Here's the snap. Matheny taking it himself, trying to run at the left side, gets an outside block, but not able to get too much extra on that as he's able to gain a nice 4 yards on the carry. Pushes the ball up to the 45-yard line. Trying to get it back into Macon territory. Hallsville scored twice. Both have been rushing touchdowns. Now, one of the interesting notes about last game is that it was very similar, actually exactly the same as the start of this game. Hallsville started up 12-0 thanks to a Wyatt Morris rushing touchdown and then a Braden Matheny rushing touchdown, as this one is to the left side and tackled after a gain of about 3 or 4 yards to Isaac Stinson. We'll see where they mark him down at, as they will mark him at the 49-yard line, still in Hallsville territory, but yes, a gain of 4 brings up a 3rd and 2. But last game, again, started with a Wyatt Morris touchdown. This game started with a Wyatt Morris touchdown. Then it was a Matheny touchdown, followed by a Matheny touchdown in this game. Here's the snap, low to Matheny. He's rolling right side, looking to throw as it's a little behind Gabe Jenkins. He slid to the ground. He might have caught it. See what the officials rule here. They're coming to talk about it. Did he catch it? He would have had it at the 45 in Macon territory. No, it hit the ground. So an incomplete pass for Braden Matheny. It was a little behind Gabe Jenkins, and it was a little too far back for him to make the play. And now Braden Matheny again, the empty backfield out there. He's set up alone. 3 receivers on the right, 2 on the left. Here's the throw, left side, and it's caught by Stinson trying to push his way up. He gets a gain of 4 yards. It's enough for the first down, and Hallsville stays out on the field. Isaac Stinson, always that go-to guy. And they move the chains. 12-2, Hallsville leads here in the first half. 4 minutes to go, so this might be the last possession Hallsville gets of the half. And a timeout is called for Macon. They want to make sure their defense is set up right. That's their second timeout of the quarter. Or sorry, of the half. And so they've got just 1 remaining. A really good defensive game from Hallsville. And again, that's been the one thing that stood out to me more than anything. And now they'll see if that offense can be as impressive as the defense so far. Again, the only points that have been scored by Macon, the 2, of course, having to be defensive points for Macon. As for the Tigers, they scored 2 touchdowns last game, as they ended up falling to Palmyra. And 2 games ago, they lost 18-7. They scored a touchdown against North Callaway. And now the teams are back out there and ready to go. Hallsville, again, with the empty backfield. That's been one of their favorite looks so far. And one thing that's been working a little bit more is when you've seen that tight end kind of come in and block and the run game opens up. Here's the throw left side. It's caught by Dalvin Smith. He's pushed out of bounds after a gain of 6 yards on the play. Well, looks like they'll say a gain of 5 as they mark him down at the 42-yard line. As again, they are in Macon territory. And they're making their way down the field. See what I did there? I have too much fun in the press box here as it's a 2nd and 5 for Hallsville as they're set back out there. 4 receivers on the right side, 1 on the left. Dalvin Smith in motion into the backfield. He'll take the handoff, juke inside, cut his way. He's breaking through tackles and gets about 4 or 5 yards. He might have gotten the first down. See if they move the chains and where they spot the ball. It's close to that 37-yard line, and the chains will move. So a first down for Hallsville thanks to Dalvin Smith on the carry. And Smith kind of seems to be that Deebo Samuel type. If you watch the NFL, you'll notice he does a lot of motion. He'll line up in the backfield a few times. He'll line up next to that offensive line as here's the snap. Matheny immediately rolling right. Smith trying to put a block out there. Matheny escaping somehow and throwing this one away. No idea how he was able to avoid that sack. As I mean, right there, Macon had gotten into the backfield. That was Case Holman, who had ripped through 2 linemen, well, 1 offensive lineman, and then Dalvin Smith, who had tried to provide some help out there, but it's a separate guy, and Holman will come off the field here as well as he kind of pounded his fist. An eligible receiver downfield, though. So we'll see if this is accepted. It would be a 5-yard penalty. It was an incomplete pass. So yes, that will be accepted. Brings it back 5 yards. It's a 1st and 15 coming up. So no down was lost, but 5 yards were. Hallsville's not too mad with that, but maybe a little disappointed. Here's the snap to Matheny. He's looking to throw quickly left side, and it's caught by Stinson, somehow staying up after 2 tackles and works himself forward for an extra few yards. A gain of 9 on the play has him down at the 33. What a catch and some moves by Isaac Stinson. He's just showing off his elite receiver ability out there as Braden Matheny steps off and goes to get the play call. Hallsville set up on the left hash. They've got 3 receivers on the right, 2 on the left. Empty backfield for Matheny. He takes the snap, drops back to the 40, and quick pressure and a throw nearly caught, but it does fall incomplete, intended for Dalvin Smith. It's 3rd and 5. Again, just really quick pressure against Braden Matheny, and that's been some of the best defense that Macon's done. They're sending 3. You can see 3 lined up on the defensive line, and, well, that's all that they'll send here is coverage. A little early contact. They won't say it's early, as it was intended for Isaac Stinson. He thought he was going to get the flag there. As very quickly timed contact, right as the ball would have passed over his head. And now they'll continue to go on. It's 4th and 5 for Hallsville. Ball is on the 32. They've got to get it up to the 27. Matheny back out there. 3 receivers on the right, 2 on the left. Matheny making the calls. And whistle blown as Hallsville will take a timeout. 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go. As, again, both of these teams trying to see what they can do to keep themselves in it. Hallsville up 12-2. Macon trying to make sure that that lead does not grow. So the timeout called for Hallsville really to help make sure that they've got the best play. You've seen that called a few times by Coach Stevens. He definitely calls the 4th down timeout a lot. Loves to make sure that he's got the best play in line, and it's ultimately a pretty smart move. You see it work out a lot more than it doesn't. That's not to say it works out every time, but when you see him call the timeout and he sets up with his team, it's a higher percentage chance that he converts it than the plays when he doesn't call a timeout. That's what we've seen throughout the season. At least that's what it feels like. I don't actually have the statistics on that. As Braden Matheny's back out there, empty backfield, and they jumped. Macon jumped early. I believe that's going to be encroachment. Yes, a neutral zone infraction, and the chains will move. A huge mistake by the Tigers, as it wasn't just one, it was a couple of different players on that defensive line. They were ready to go and blitz Matheny, as that's what appears at least. And now Hallsville's got a new set of downs. 1st and 10 from the 27. Matheny again, the empty backfield. He'll drop back. Quick throw over the middle to Ski. It's caught. He jukes inside into the end zone all the way. Touchdown, Hallsville. 27 yards for Aiden Ski, as Hallsville extends their lead to 18-2. A beautiful throw by Braden Matheny found Aiden Ski up the seam, and that's exactly what they wanted to extend their lead even further. And now the offense back out there, and we'll see what they can do with the two-point conversion. 0 for 2 on two-point conversions today. They have struggled with these this season. Matheny rolling right side. He's got a man open on the left side, and it's off the hands. Off the hands of Carter Giesler. Nearly had it, but it drops to the ground. He was wide open. Again, great play design on that, but ultimately does not work out. But Aiden Ski makes the touchdown count. 18-2, where the score stands. 2 minutes and 23 seconds to go here in the first half. And Hallsville's just continued to run their offense out there. They haven't really changed anything. They haven't needed to. Again, Aiden Ski, the 27-yard receiving touchdown out of the hands of Braden Matheny. Matheny, the one passing touchdown, also has the rushing touchdown, and Wyatt Morris, the other touchdown in the game. He broke onto the scoreboard first. And we keep on rolling along here in Macon. The Tigers, the hosts, as now Riker Haynes is back out there, ready for the onside kick attempt. Let's see what happens here. Hallsville would love another possession with a 2-minute drill. They have one timeout remaining. The kick is high. Actually, not an onside kick attempt. It goes back deep. It's not fielded cleanly, and it will jump on top of that at the 23, 24-yard line. So Hallsville, you're expecting the onside kick almost every time. I believe that might be the first time this season that you've seen them go deep on the kick. Hallsville up 2 scores still. It's only 18-2. If Macon scores 2 touchdowns and has 2 two-point conversions, it's a tie ball game. So despite the 3 touchdowns for Hallsville, not up 3 scores. Defense pitching a shutout so far. As here's the snap. Looking right side as that one's batted down. A great defensive play by Lawson Burks, jumping up in front of that and knocking that to the ground. Actually, that was not Kenan Isaacson under center. That was Talon Holman, the freshman quarterback for Macon out there. And it appears he's going to have a possession to see what he can do. So a quarterback change here in Macon, as Holman is in at QB. Here's the snap. Holman taking it up the left side. He's got some space, cuts inside, and a nice gain of 6 or 7 yards. They'll call it 7 yards before he's down. It brings up a 3rd and 3. So an interesting move by Macon to move to a new quarterback. Isaacson is back out there on the field. And they'll line him up. We'll see where he's lined up. Isaacson is lining back up out at wide receiver. And this is not a, this is maybe more of a Colton Nichols type situation that we saw last year. A false start called on Macon as players, a few of them jumped early. So pushing back 5 yards from the 3rd and 3, brings up a 3rd and 8. But it's kind of like, you go back to 2 years ago with Hallsville, when they had Colton Nichols as the starting quarterback, and Braden Matheny kind of took over as the season progressed. Matheny, back then in his sophomore season, Colton Nichols was in his junior year. And then Nichols transitioned more to being a receiver. Kenan Isaacson here lining up at receiver, as here's the throw by Holman under pressure, just tried to get that one away. He was hit hard in the backfield, as that was Dalvin Smith who jumped in and forced a bad throw. It's 4th and 8, and the punt team comes out for Macon. It's Hagen Ritter back out there to punt it away for Macon. Isaac Stinson is set back deep to return. Here's the snap. Punt is up and away. Stinson lets it bounce and to the near side and ends up at the 35-yard line. So another pretty good punt there, as it was from the 25 up to the opposing 35, a 40-yard punt.
35-yard line.
Hallsville will set up shop and try to extend this lead to 3 scores. 1:03 to go in the first half. They might just be okay with this. But if I know Coach Stevens, he's probably going to be going for it. But we'll see. And the whistles here as they get ready for both teams to step back out onto the field. Hallsville's Braden Matheny back out there in the empty backfield. Ski, Jenkins, and Burks on the right side. Smith and Stinson on the left. Here's the snap, dropping back. Matheny has time, looks deep on the left side, and it drops incomplete, a little too far on the outside. I don't think Dalvin Smith saw that ball. He was the intended target. He didn't see the ball in the air and was running right towards that position. He kind of gave up on it. And so that one went out of bounds at 2nd and 10. So it does appear Hallsville is going to be attempting to score on this drive. 3 receivers on the right, 2 on the left. Empty backfield for Matheny. Here's the snap. Matheny dropping back to the 25. He's looking over the middle. It's caught this time by Smith. He's up to the 44 on the opposing side and tackled down inbounds. Clock is going to run after the ball is set back up. They placed it down at the 44-yard line, and the clock does run. 50 seconds. Matheny is back alone in the backfield. Here's the snap. He's not dropping back much. He's going to immediately throw left side. It's caught up the sideline at the 5 into the end zone. Touchdown, Hallsville. Isaac Stinson takes it home. 44 yards to the house. Hallsville up 3 possessions. What a way to cap off the first half, as Hallsville really puts their mark on this one. And this is just what you've been waiting for Hallsville all season long, 24-2. And now it's time for the 2-point conversion attempt. They're 0 for 3 in this game. Can they change that? Wyatt Morris in the backfield with Matheny, fakes the handoff, throw right side, batted away, but PI. The flag comes in on the contact, so it looks like another attempt will happen. So while it seemed like Hallsville might have it, now they're going to, seems like they might not have it. Now they're going to have it from the 1 yard line. They bring in a couple of extra big bodies up front. Seems like they're going to be trying to run the ball here in some fashion. Extra blockers. Everyone lined up close to that line of scrimmage. As here's the snap, it's fumbled. Oh, but whistles come in. That was, well, who was that took that snap? That was number 55. Working on getting that name for you. 66. Oh, that was Tyson Perigo.
Illegal participation. Hallsville Indians.
It's like illegal participation for Hallsville Indians on that one. That's what the flag was on. Tyson Perigo was lined up as the quarterback for that play, and he tried to take the snap. So here's the snap to Matheny, though, as they're lined up back normal. Rolling right side, trying to look deep in the end zone, and it's a 50-50 ball. Not able to come down with it for Aiden Ski, and it falls incomplete. So the game remains 24-2. But Hallsville looking good here in Macon. It was a 44-yard touchdown for Isaac Stinson that really capped off this first half. Two-point conversion attempt, again, no good. And, well, you can't say that Hallsville's not trying to get creative with it. Despite their struggles from the 2-yard line, they've tried different setups and just not been able to work it into the end zone yet. They've had a couple of really good opportunities. It just seems like maybe they've got a curse or something. Maybe it's me for bringing it up every time. You know what? That's probably it. Next time, I'm not going to say anything about Hallsville's two-point conversion rate. And then they're going to score it, so we'll see. Here's the kickoff anyways for Hallsville as this one again goes deep as Macon picks it up. They run it towards the 35 before being tackled. And Macon will set up shop there with 31 seconds to go.
On the return for the Tigers.
Hallsville, a great first half so far, and not too far of a trip here to Macon, but it's a sizable distance. 50 minutes to an hour-ish. Depends how fast you're driving. Maybe you can make it in 45, 40. Probably not a good idea. I'm not advertising for that. And so now it's a 1st and 10 for Macon, as here's the snap. Again, it's Holman. He's looking deep on the right side, and it drops incomplete.
Holman's pass falls incomplete.
Intended deep for number 21, Brooks Wyman. Another freshman out there. He lined up at the receiver position. 2nd and 10, 25 seconds to go in the first half. And a timeout will be called here for the Indians. They want to get themselves set up, make sure they don't allow any last-minute touchdowns, any last-minute scores. They're feeling pretty good about their odds right now as, of course, they lead by 3 possessions, up 22 points here in the second quarter. But they just don't feel safe right now because you look at some of the previous games and they've had 2 possession leads before. I don't believe they've had a 3 possession lead this season yet. But there have been a couple of times where they've had a 2 possession lead and then given it up and still have played those games close. But they don't want to risk anything right now. Chance to get their first win on the season in week 4 and trying to turn this season around. for Hallsville, you look at the way that their season is shaping up. Early on, Palmyra, Centralia, and Boonville have combined for 7 wins and 2 losses between the 3 of them. Although if you take out the Hallsville games, that's 4 wins and 2 losses, which is still a pretty good record, I'd say. Here's the snap, dropping back, quick throw left side. It's caught, wrapped up after a couple of yards right there was Cash Reed, the freshman tight end, as he's taken down after a gain of 4 yards. A 3rd and 6 coming up. But as for Macon, I mentioned, or as for Hallsville, they have Macon, who was 0-3 entering this game. And then next week, again, you've got another winning record team, as Macon will call a timeout here before the clock hit 0. Hallsville was already off to the locker room as the clock did keep running. Macon did call the timeout. They put 1 second left back on the clock. So Macon does want to try one last play here. 3rd and 5, but again, the down doesn't matter. All that matters is the time left. 1 second to go in the game. Or, sorry, not the game, the half. Macon trying for a last-second touchdown. They've got an empty backfield. Here's the snap, dropping back. Holman throws it deep on the left side, and it's over the head and drops incomplete, intended for Lewis. But that does officially end this first half, and now the Indians will head back to the locker room. They're feeling pretty happy about the way this first half has turned out. They currently lead 24-2 at halftime, and, well, that is where we will leave it at the moment. At halftime, again, Hallsville up. They're feeling pretty good about the way things have been rolling along, but still a whole second half to go. We're going to talk a lot about that and more coming up on the Hallsville halftime show here on the Show Me Sports Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of the Show Me Sports Network under the broadcasting rights granted therein. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the express written consent of the Show Me Sports Network. Announcers are provided by the Show Me Sports Network.
At the Tin Roof Monogram and Gift, we know a gift is more than a box or a bag with a pretty bow. A gift is the lifetime of love that you share. It's friends who grow as close as family. It's moments and milestones, both big and small. Whether receiving or giving, a gift brings joy and happiness. That's why, since 2018, we've made it easier to gift for those you love. Stop by the Tin Roof Monogram and Gift at 108 Corporate Lake Drive in Columbia or call 573-443-4438. Let us help you find that perfect gift for every occasion.
Creating custom, handcrafted woodworking projects has never been easier. Become a member of Sawdust Studios and enjoy 24/7 access to a woodworker's paradise. Outfit with industry-leading professional-grade tools, Sawdust Studios offers endless woodworking possibilities. Don't have woodworking experience? No problem, as Sawdust Studios offers affordable classes from a community of woodworkers, experienced designers, and master craftsmen. Youth classes are also offered for those junior woodworkers. For more information, search Sawdust Studios on Facebook or find them online at sawdust247.com. Sawdust Studios, your community woodshop.
We are entrepreneurs, doctors, vets, and storytellers. We're business leaders, educators, and performers. We are scientists, nurses, and trendsetters. We break the mold and get it done. We are visionary, world-changing magic makers. We are Stevens College. Be yourself. Be good at it. For more information, visit stevens.edu.
Are you in the market to buy your first home? Maybe it's time to buy some acreage. How about invest in a new space for your growing business? No matter the need, your trusted partner in real estate is me, Izzy Smith of Izzy Smith Homes, Remaxman Realty. I believe real estate is more than just bricks and mortar. It's the cornerstone of our lives. It's where memories are made and dreams are realized. Choosing me as your realtor, you're getting a professional, dedicated advocate who will work tirelessly to make your real estate dreams a reality. Give me a call today at 573-876-2873 or visit izzysmithhomes.com. Izzy Smith Homes, Remaxman Realty, your hometown realtor working harder for you.
There's no better way to celebrate a special event or show someone just how important they are to you than gifting them something handcrafted from Country with a Heart. Handmade in mid-Missouri, Country with a Heart specializes in hand-built woodworking projects for every occasion. Their design collection includes children's furniture, doll furniture, household items, holiday decor, outdoor decorations, custom projects, and everything in between. To view their full inventory of projects, visit countrywithaheart.com and find them on Facebook by joining the Country with a Heart group page.
Hi, I'm retired Army Sergeant Trent Dirks, and I want to tell you about an organization that saved and changed my life forever. Retrieving Freedom provides highly trained service dogs to veterans with disabilities and children with autism, absolutely free of charge, thanks to the generous donations and support from people just like you. Experts from Retrieving Freedom help throughout the entire process, from fostering programs through service dog placement. Retrieving Freedom gave me the skilled service dog Tracer, who has been my best friend and my lifeline. To find out more about how you can get involved, volunteer, foster, or to donate, visit their website, retrievingfreedom.org. Retrieving Freedom, changing lives through the training and placement of service dogs for veterans with disabilities and children with autism.
The following public service announcement is brought to you by the Eddie Gaedel Society, Jefferson City Chapter 10, doing little things to make a big difference.
Want to make a big difference in your community? Be kind to others, drive safely, and put litter in its proper place.
Join us in celebrating Eddie Gaedel's historic Major League appearance as a member of the St. Louis Browns by doing something nice for someone today.
Take a walk, Eddie!
Attention Indians fans, here's your chance to help the student athletes of Hallsville by becoming a member of the Hallsville Athletic Boosters. Your gifts help provide all Hallsville athletes with a safe and positive experience while attending our school district, and also help purchase items that our sports team couldn't otherwise afford. You can join the Hallsville Athletic Boosters this season for as little as $25. Membership is open to everyone. Interested in joining? Look them up on Facebook by searching Hallsville Athletic Boosters or email them at hallsvilleathleticboosters@gmail.com. Let's go Indians!
Well, hello and welcome back into your Hallsville Indians halftime show here on the Show Me Sports Network. I'm Austin Thomas, and man, a great first half for those Indians, and they are looking strong heading into the locker room, up 24-2, as we will take you back to the studio here on the Show Me Sports Network. Hello, everybody, and welcome back into the broadcast booth. As well, taking a look back at that game and the half so far, Hallsville up 24-2. How exactly did that happen? Well, it started off with a Wyatt Morris 7-yard touchdown run. It was a little bit going back and forth. You saw the first two possessions that Hallsville had. They turned the ball over on downs after getting it at about the 25 to 24-yard line on each of those possessions. Not able to punch it in and not able to get it into the red zone either. But their third possession, they were able to get that ball back. They finally punched it into the red zone and into the end zone as well to go up 6-0. Now, how'd they get the ball back? That was in big part thanks to a fumble recovery by the defense. The defense, man, oh man, has that been good this game. You cannot say enough about those guys out there. They have gone out there and really stopped any life that Macon has had. They actually made the quarterback change partway through the game due to how good the defense has been playing on them. And so you see the freshman quarterback Holman in there for Macon. But that didn't happen until a little bit later in the game. Hallsville still only up 6-0 at that point. They get the ball back after scoring again, and they go down. They run the field down in the second quarter. They score with 11:09 left in that second quarter. It was a really quick, almost 2-minute drive that ended up bringing them down the field, and that was in large part thanks to a big 35-yard reception for Isaac Stinson to put them at the 7-yard line. And then from the 7, Braden Matheny ran it in himself, took it into the end zone for 6 points, ended up bringing the score to 12-0. And from there, Hallsville's defense again stood up strong. They got the ball back for Hallsville thanks to a punt, but the punt ended up actually hurting Hallsville because the punt put them all the way back on the 3-yard line, where Macon's defense was able to get a sack or a tackle for loss. It was a muffed snap back into the backfield, and I'm not sure. I believe it was Dalvin Smith that ended up on top of it, but Braden Matheny was also right there, so technically could have been a sack, technically could have been a tackle for loss. Either way, it ended up in 2 points for Macon as they ended up tapping both of those guys down, and it ended up being a safety for the Tigers. They get the ball back, but Hallsville's defense again stands strong. They get the ball one more time. 18-2, they make it after a 27-yard receiving touchdown up the seam for Aiden Ski. A great throw by Braden Matheny. He threw that within less than a second from when he had it in his hands after the snap. It was a great play, a quick, easy read for him, and Aiden Ski did all the rest of the work to bring it into the end zone. After that, again, the defense just continuing to hound Macon and keep them off that scoreboard. They get the ball back for Hallsville with about a minute to go in the half. And all of a sudden, a huge play to Isaac Stinson, a 44-yard receiving touchdown for him as he again has another huge night. He's continued to score a touchdown in each game. One touchdown in the first game, second game, the third game, and now the fourth game. That put them up 24-2 with 34 seconds to go in that second quarter. And in the first half, no score for Macon as they made the quarterback change and tried to unleash the deep throws, but that was all that they ended up having in that first half. So again, Hallsville leads 24-2, and the offense has really been clicking a lot more in that second quarter. And really that entire first half, it was the defense that just never stopped. They never stopped. So many tackles for losses, so many no gains, so many sacks throughout it, and you really can't say enough about those guys out there. But now let's go ahead and take a look at the scores for tonight around the area as well. Of course, scores from around the mid-Missouri area. Let's first go to Blair Oaks, where the Falcons are taking on California Pintos. It's 49-0 in the third quarter. Over in Jeff City, the Jays hosting the Smith Cotton Tigers. It's 21-7 in the third quarter. Milan up 26-7 on Marceline. Moberly down 7-0 to Kirksville, which is not too far away from here in the third quarter. Bowling Green up 28-8 over North Callaway in the third quarter. Waynesville down 28-7 against Neosho in the third. Battle down 27-6 against Hickman. The Cupies on top 27-6 at halftime as there's Coach Justin Conyers. He's trying to get his first win for the Cupies as, well, he was, of course, previously Hallsville's head coach, made the move over to his alma mater in Hickman and trying to lead them and get that program back on the right track, as it seems like they are in the right position. And maybe a bit of a shocker right here. Boonville up 7-3 on Southern Boone at halftime. An interesting score you aren't really expecting right there. Southern Boone has been great all season long, and that defense has been really good. The defense still has been good, but Boonville able to score the touchdown. Of course, Boonville barely beat Hallsville last week. They won by 2 points. Southern Boone seems like one of those teams that's going to go out there and make a deep run in the playoffs this year, but hey, if Boonville is going to beat them, then who says Hallsville can't play well along with that? Brookfield up 22-14 on Polo at the half. Centralia up 26-22 over Monroe City. Crest Ridge is 26-21 over Colcamp. Osage up 28-6 on Eldon, and Eldon off to a strong start this season. They're 3-0, but that could be ending tonight as Osage leads here. Hallsville will be facing Eldon next week in Week 5, similar to last year as well, where they faced them in Week 5. Western up 20-7 over Fayette at halftime. Hannibal 30-0 over Fulton. Salisbury is down 14-12 against Harrisburg at the half. 46-14, Schuyler County leads Keatsville at the half. Lynn up 6-0 over Missouri Military Academy. St. James 12-6 over Owensville. Northland Christian is down 62-0 against Paris at halftime. Rolla is down 22-13 against Mountain Home at the half. Over in Russellville, 28-8 against Afton. Along with that, 12-6, Tipton leads against Windsor. Mark Twain 20-14 over Van Far. El Dorado Springs 29-8 at the half. Cap City down 13-6 against Rockbridge in a Columbia battle. Father Tolton 21-10 against Summit Christian. South Callaway 21-7 over Montgomery County. And those are the scores for you for your halftime report. That's all I've got for you on the Hallsville halftime report. Make sure to stick around and don't go anywhere, however, as we've got a lot more coming up for you, and the second half just about underway. We've still got a few minutes until then, but we are going to take a quick break here. You got about 6 minutes or so, and we'll be back with, of course, the second half of action for you here from Macon. Hallsville Indians versus Macon Tigers returns after this on the Show Me Sports Network.
Since 2018, Han Custom Laser Engraving LLC has been specializing in all things custom, using large format, high-powered lasers with some of the most advanced technologies on the market. Anything can become a canvas. This state-of-the-art system makes quick work of custom engraving on cups, glass, tile, wood, acrylic, metal, headstones with endless possibilities. They also offer custom one-of-a-kind signs that are sure to make your design stand out. Find them on Facebook at Han Custom Laser Engraving or call 573-489-8732 to find out more. Han Custom Laser Engraving LLC, a veteran-owned business.
Last Sentinel Firearms is your federally licensed and registered Type 7 FFL manufacturer dealer in Missouri, providing quality products to all types of sports enthusiasts, law enforcement, and individuals across the nation. Orders are currently being fulfilled, offering custom-built pistols and rifles from the AR platform made right here in Missouri. Visit their website at lastsentinelfirearms.com or call them at 417-684-7202 to find out what they've got for you. Last Sentinel Firearms, you are your last line of defense.
Running out of some of your favorite Avon products and haven't seen an Avon brochure in quite some time? No need to worry. Avon Independent Sales Representative Michelle Carty can help with your Skin So Soft makeup, jewelry, fragrance, and skincare needs. Avon now carries cleaning supplies, clothing, daily essentials, and several small LG electronic items. You now have the opportunity to shop online 24/7 and have your order shipped directly to your front door by shopping with Michelle at mcarty.avonrepresentative.com or find her on Facebook by searching Avon Carty.
The Boone County Journal is the hometown newspaper of Ashland and Hartsburg since 1969. We know you're busy. Let us keep up with Southern Boone happenings for you. We cover social events, school sports, local government, Southern Boone history, obituaries, and more. Subscribe to the Journal today and get the paper delivered to your mailbox every Wednesday. Digital version also available. Call 573-657-2334 or visit bocojo.com. Independent and veteran owned.
Seeking to express your unique style? How about healthier, clear skin? Look no further than Mary Kay. For more than 60 years, Mary Kay has been offering a wide range of high-quality makeup and skincare products that empower you to shine and stand out in any setting. From luscious lipsticks to vibrant eyeshadows, flawless foundations to glowing highlights, moisturizing serum to blemish and acne regimens, Mary Kay's got you covered. If you don't have a Mary Kay beauty consultant, then I've got you covered. To get your best skin, call me, Cassandra Gasway, today at 417-684-2667 or visit online at marykay.com/Cassandra Gasway.
Hello, Blake Gazaway here with the Show Me Sports Network. I've had the opportunity to have some amazing calls, including overtime touchdowns, walk-off home runs, and buzzer-beating baskets. But I've answered another call. That's to serve my community as a volunteer firefighter. Stop and think what would happen if your home or property caught fire and no one was there to put it out. Every day, volunteer firefighters not only save lives and property, but also respond to other emergencies. Nearly 2/3 of our nation's fire departments are manned by volunteer firefighters. And because of this, we simply need more volunteers to step up and answer the call. Stop by or contact your local fire department and see how you can become a volunteer firefighter today. I answered the call to serve my community. Will you?
At Hallsville School District, our educators do more than just teach. Lives are being shaped for the future before they even enter a classroom. For students to succeed, it takes an entire district-wide team. Join Hallsville School District's team today, now offering competitive salaries and benefits for all positions. Visit hallsville.org and click on the employment link under Our District tab.
In today's world, injury prevention is at the top of everyone's list. However, heat-related occurrences get routinely overlooked. Zealous WBGT puts that front and center. By using cutting-edge formulas and technology, Zealous WBGT streamlines and simplifies obtaining and documenting wet bulb globe temperature readings. With a simple touch of a button, you can check WBGT anywhere in the world, receiving alerts when the WBGT goes over the threshold you select. Join the stress-free way to protect student-athletes, employees, and overall operations from extreme heat by downloading the free Zealous WBGT app today. Save time, save money, save lives with Zealous WBGT.
You want great benefits from your work, but you don't want a boring desk job. Then again, if you're active and working outside, your benefits are going to be awful, if you have any at all. Unless you work at Salter Lawn Service. 4-day work weeks with a full 40 hours, paid overtime, vacation, 401k, and full health insurance. Right now, Salter is looking for career-minded workers, so get started with a career you'll love and benefits you can actually brag about. Apply now at salterlawnservice.com.
We need you. We need you. We need you.
We need you, now more than ever.
The Southern Boone School District is hiring part-time bus drivers for route athletics and activities with no experience necessary. Our drivers enjoy flexible work hours, paid on-site CDL training, and paid time off, all while helping our community. The position offers competitive pay. Go visit sbschools.us/employment.
We need you.
At Southern Boone School District, our educators do more than just teach. Lives are being shaped for the future before they even enter a classroom. For students to succeed, it takes an entire district-wide team. Our students need you. Join Southern Boone School District's team today, now offering competitive salaries and benefits for all positions. Visit ashland.k12.mo.us and click on the Employment tab.
At Centurion Cares, for more than 3 decades, their focus has been on exceeding customer expectations for contact center software solutions. Their innovative communication solutions include utility interactive voice response software that allows for smart communication features that let your utility deliver superior customer service 24/7. They also provide other streamlined services like automatic call distribution, automated customer callback, reporting, and quality assurance. To find out more about how Centurion Cares can help your business, call them at 727-421-5300 or look them up online at centurioncares.com. Centurion Cares, innovative communication solutions.
Since 1951, Ren's Automotive has been the leader in complete automotive and tire services, proudly serving the Ashland community and southern Boone County area. Servicing all makes and models of vehicles, customer satisfaction is their top priority. If your vehicle leaves you stranded, no need to worry, as Ren's Automotive offers 24-hour towing services. To schedule an appointment, call 573-657-4614 or stop by and see Terry, Peggy, Derek, and the crew at 124 East Broadway in Ashland. Ren's Automotive, your full-service automotive repair shop for over 70 years.
At the Tin Roof Monogram and Gift, we know a gift is more than a box or a bag with a pretty bow. A gift is the lifetime of love that you share. It's friends who grow as close as family. It's moments and milestones, both big and small. Whether receiving or giving, a gift brings joy and happiness. That's why, since 2018, we've made it easier to gift for those you love. Stop by the Tin Roof Monogram and Gift at 108 Corporate Lake Drive in Columbia or call 573-443-4438. Let us help you find that perfect gift for every occasion.
Well, hello and welcome back into the studio here from, well, I guess not the studio, the broadcast booth where the Show Me Sports Network is all ready to go between the Hallsville Indians and the Macon Tigers. Hello and welcome back in as we take a look back at the field right now. And, well, let me bring you back into the broadcast booth where I just had a great snack. I was able to run down to the concession stands and get myself a nice cheeseburger down there. I will say that's a pretty good cheeseburger. I've had some good concession burgers. That one's pretty good right there. As the Macon Tigers, of course, are the hosts here, and, well, they are getting ready to go and see if they can come back. Of course, Hallsville did return to start the game off. We've got just a couple minutes, as I will check out for the clock right there. It says 2 minutes left on the clock, as, of course, Hallsville currently up 24-2, and it's been a great all-around game. Hallsville's defense, though, that has really stood out to me, and we'll see if they can continue it into the second half. The offense, of course, ending on an incredibly high note, as that passing game has opened up near the end of that second quarter. The big touchdown to Aiden Ski, and then, of course, to Isaac Stinson as well. Both of those, some huge touchdowns as both teams are getting into their respective huddles. So let's take you back to the field now as, well, a 24-2 game. We get ready to go for the third quarter of action. Both teams, again, getting set to go out here as Macon will return to start off this half. And you look back at Macon in their first half, and honestly, at the start in the first quarter, their defense didn't look too bad. They were forcing a couple of turnovers from Hallsville's offense, and while they let up a couple big plays here and there, they were ultimately able to make it work. However, more recently, you go to that, and it hasn't quite worked out. Hallsville has started to figure out the holes in Macon's defense, and they're exploiting them. But that's what halftime comes for. It's for regaining your composure, and it's for adjusting and figuring out what went wrong in that first half and how can we get better for the second half. Of course, that is going to be their hope here. And they've got plenty that they can do. You look at this team, and they've got some talent out there. They have a lot of chemistry coming back from last season, a couple of changes, but overall this team is ready to go. And, well, now Hallsville will start for the kickoff. Of course, they have been the onside kick users against the other teams that they've played so far, Palmyra, Centralia, Boonville, and to start the game against Macon. But their last two kickoffs have both been deeper kicks. Of course, they haven't needed to go for the onside kick nearly as much. It's a 3-score game as we stand, and both teams ready to go here as we get set for your kickoff. As that one is right there at the 50 and nearly recovered by Hallsville, but I believe that it's Macon that ended up on top of it. Yes, and that was your second half kickoff presented by Izzy Smith Homes, Remax Boone Realty.
Are you in the market to buy your first home? Maybe it's time to buy some acreage. How about invest in a new space for your growing business? No matter the need, your trusted partner in real estate is me, Izzy Smith of Izzy Smith Homes, Remax Boone Realty. I believe real estate is more than just bricks and mortar. It's the cornerstone of our lives. It's where memories are made and dreams are realized. Choosing me as your realtor, you're getting a professional, dedicated advocate who will work tirelessly to make your real estate dreams a reality. Give me a call today at 573-876-2873 or visit izzysmithhomes.com. Izzy Smith Homes, Remax Boone Realty, your hometown realtor working harder for you.
And, well, a big play here to start off the possession for Macon. They're able to get 7 yards on the ground there. A nice possession. Again, a big thanks to Izzy Smith Homes, Remax Boone Realty, who presents your second half kickoff. Now Macon back out there. A 2nd and 3 coming up. 24-2 Hallsville leads Macon's offense. This is only the second time this game that they've been able to get it into Hallsville territory. Here's the snap. It's going to be a fake handoff, and instead it goes to somebody else, and running it on the right side as Levi Vanetta not going to get anywhere with that. A loss of 3 yards brings up a 3rd and 6. Not the kind of play that the Tigers were hoping for, as well, the run game has really not worked for them. The run defense from Hallsville has been absolutely incredible. They have just been able to stop that run all that they want. And now they're back out there and getting ready to go defensively again. Here's the snap. It's a fake handoff to Vanetta. Rolling left side, trying to look deep, and it's batted away. Good deflection by Gabe Jenkins. As that was Isaacson back out there, but it is knocked incomplete. So a 4th and 6 coming up. And it looks like the punt team is running back out there for Macon. Indeed, the punt team is out there as they get ready to kick this one away. Long snap coming as Hallsville will try to get pressure on the punt, but they don't have anyone back to return it. Punt is up and away, and this one might be too deep. It takes a bounce, doesn't go the way of Macon, and it goes back into the end zone for a touchback. So ultimately, not too long of a first drive. Just took a minute and 40 seconds off the clock. 10:21 to go in this third quarter as Hallsville will again take back possession. They'll set up shop at the 20-yard line and see what their offense can do. Can they keep it going into the third quarter like they were able to get in that first quarter? We will have to wait and see. Now Hallsville's offense getting set back out there, ready to go. Braden Matheny, empty backfield, 3 receivers on the right, 2 on the left. Motion to Ski, he drops back and gets the handoff, now runs it, trying to get up the middle and not going to get too much. Maybe nothing at all. We'll see where he's marked down. It seemed like he might have gotten a yard, and yeah, they're going to say that he got up to the 21-yard line, but that's it. So a gain of 1 for Aiden Ski on the handoff, and it's a 2nd and 9. Well, it looks like they'll move that spot a yard ahead of that, so a gain of 2. Braden Matheny alone in the backfield again. He takes the snap, drops back, has some pressure, but throws it quickly, and it's caught by Stinson at midfield. He's up to the 40, jukes backwards, tries to get around, and reaches up for the 30-yard line. A flag comes out at the sideline. I'm not sure what that's going to be on. Seemed like maybe some sort of unsportsmanlike conduct there. I didn't see anything with the play initially. It looked like it was behind the play. The flag came out where once the play was about at the 30, the flag came out back at the 50. So we'll have to see what is called here, but it looks like it might be coming back. Hallsville's kind of stepping back and Macon's walking forward. Would have been a huge play as Stinson reached all the way up to the 30-yard line in Macon territory. A near 50-yard reception. It would have been 48 yards, but we'll see what the penalty flag does. Penalty flag is right down at the 47-yard line in Macon territory. And the referee will go over and make the call. It is against Hallsville. It's unsportsmanlike conduct. I believe that comes from the end of the play. So it would be the 48-yard reception is good for Isaac Stinson. He got the ball all the way up to the 30. The penalty flag is then thrown at the end of the play, so it's all the way up to the 45. So still a huge play for Hallsville. They get this thing up into Macon territory. And again, they will see if they can keep scoring. Keep that scoring going. The chain gang is on the move. You might be able to see them on the sideline. They're running. You're almost there. 1st and 10 coming up. 9:32 to go in this third quarter. Braden Matheny back out there again, alone in the backfield. That's kind of been the favorite look for Hallsville this game. Same with the 3 receivers on one side. They've liked that right side for the 3 receivers. Here's a quick throw to Aiden Ski on the right. He's got a block. He cuts it up the field. He's at the 35, up to the 20, and he's tackled out of bounds. But he got a nice gain all the way up to the 15-yard line. A 30-yard completion to Aiden Ski after a 48-yard completion to Isaac Stinson. back-to-back 30-plus yard plays for Hallsville has them up to the 19-yard line. Man, this offense did not slow down coming out of those locker room gates. They were lined up in the blocks and ready to go. As soon as the gun sounded off, bang. Let's see what happens, though, now that they're in the red zone. Braden Matheny takes it himself up the middle. He's cutting to the right side. He's trying to follow his blockers up to the 5, and a flag in the backfield. Very late. Maybe that might be holding. Yes, holding against Hallsville. That was on Liam Davis again. So bring back the 15-yard gain from Braden Matheny. And instead, it's going to be about 1st and 20. A big mistake there. But again, Hallsville is up big on the scoreboard right now. You're not feeling as bad about it. And now they are set up and ready to go. Braden Matheny again alone in the backfield. He's got 3 receivers on the right, 2 on the left. Here's the snap. Looking quick. Second read. Going deep. Left side. Wide open over there on the edge. Touchdown, Isaac Stinson. He does it again. A 29-yard receiving touchdown as Hallsville goes up big time here in the third quarter. Isaac Stinson continuing to prove why he's one of the best wide receivers in Missouri. And Hallsville will go out there and attempt the 2-point conversion after Isaac Stinson's great touchdown grab. He scored the last 2 touchdowns for Hallsville. Of course, had the 44-yard grab and now the 29-yard grab. Here's the snap. Matheny dropping back. He's looking right side, throws it into the end zone. It's batted down by Lewis and incomplete. Well, I thought maybe if I didn't say anything it was going to work. Unfortunately, it does not. Hallsville 0 for 5 on 2-point conversion attempts. But they've scored 5 touchdowns. That's the good news. 8:44 to go in the third quarter. And they've already gotten onto the scoreboard here. I mean, that offense, they just continue to, they love the big play ball. Aiden Ski had the 27-yard receiving touchdown. That kind of started that trend. And then after that, Isaac Stinson's 44-yard receiving touchdown. You also had, and then, of course, that drive, you had 3 separate plays of 29-plus yards. 3. Started off with Stinson's 48-yard grab, and then it was followed up by another big 30-yard play. By Aiden Ski. And then, of course, the 29-yard receiving touchdown for Isaac Stinson. That was a great deep ball by Braden Matheny. And you've kind of been waiting for him to connect on one of those, as here's an onside kick attempt. It jumped. Hallsville's got it. They're on top of the ball. The onside kick did work to perfection there. Hallsville's 5th onside recovery as they've got the ball at the 48-yard line. Everything going right for the Indians and everything going wrong for Macon right now. If you're the Indians, you just got to enjoy this while you've got it. See if you can build something off of it. An exciting game here for Indians fans. And Macon really started this game off strong, defensively at least. Their offense has definitely struggled this game, and I think that's in large part just to Hallsville's defense. Again, like I mentioned earlier in the game, their defense has allowed a lot of points, but they really haven't looked that bad. It seems very fluky, the amount of points that they've allowed. Entering tonight's game, they were allowing 41 points per game. I mean, it just didn't feel like that either. Now, of course, a double overtime does hurt that a little bit. And then, of course, a garbage time touchdown for Centralia back in week number 2. That also hurt the average, but it really doesn't feel like the rest of that should be up there, because each time it feels like they get the TFLs and they can get teams to that 4th down and maybe just, a long touchdown here. Once in a while you get the long sustained drive. It's not the same. It just seems like the offenses have been able to adjust incredibly well, and they're good offenses that Hallsville's gone up against. And that's my assumption from what I've seen this year. It hasn't been Hallsville's defense looks bad. It's looked like the other team's offenses have just been better. And Macon, unfortunately, not able to step up to that same ledge right now. Their offense still held scoreless. The 2 points, of course, came from the safety, which was while Macon's defense was out there. Although maybe you want to include the punter in that. Punter's kind of offense. Is the punter offense? I mean, I know the punter is special teams. Is a kicker offense? I think yes. And if a kicker's offense, why is a punter not offense? These are the real questions here. As here's a snap and the handoff, running it left side. Veneta getting about 4 yards, and a fight breaks out on the right side as there's a shoving match. And a flag was thrown. It was Eli Washam and trying to get the Macon player out there. It was Skylar Reed as well. Eli Washam and Skylar Reed kind of got into it on the far sideline, and that will go against Macon, so bring that back 15 yards for the unsportsmanlike conduct. It seemed like a fight might break out, but good on both of them to get their emotions under check after that initial contact. Of course, it did result in the 15-yard penalty, but it'll be 2nd and 21, I believe. Although it still says 1st down, as here's a handoff running right side and breaking a couple tackles up to the 40-yard line. A gain of 5 yards for Levi Veneta. 7:40 to go in the 3rd quarter. Tyson Perigo was the one that came up with the tackle. So now it is 2nd down. So the 1st down was called off due to the unsportsmanlike conduct. It must have happened during the play. So a 2nd and 16 now. Here's the snap. It's a fake handoff, and now he's going to keep it himself. Running it left side as here he's got space at the 50, up to the 40, running up the sideline and out at the 35-yard line. A nice run there by Kenan Isaacson. Really good play. So now the ball at the 35. Macon getting set up. 2 receivers on the right, 1 on the left. Here's the snap. It's going to be a handoff, and the run up the middle is down at the 31-yard line. Levi Veneta again coming up big. Wyatt Morris came up with the tackle. 2nd and 7 on the chains. 6:30 to go in the 3rd quarter. Hallsville looking to keep their defensive shutout. As Isaacson is back there with Veneta to his left. Instead, he'll hand it off to Ryder Lewis, who gets wrapped up after a gain of 2 yards at the 30-yard line. A nice tackle. A good play design got him a little bit of space, but Hallsville was still able to rally around to it. It's 3rd and 5.
That'll bring up 3rd down and 5 for the Tigers.
And some whistles here as a timeout will be called at the 6-minute mark. And again, we will take a quick break and step aside here. You're listening to the Show Me Sports Network here on YouTube for Hallsville Indians football.
Running out of some of your favorite Avon products and haven't seen an Avon brochure in quite some time? No need to worry. Avon Independent Sales Representative Michelle Carty can help with your Skin So Soft makeup, jewelry, fragrance, and skincare needs. Avon now carries cleaning supplies, clothing, daily essentials, and several small LG electronic items. You now have the opportunity to shop online 24/7 and have your order shipped directly to your front door by shopping with Michelle at mcarty.avonrepresentative.com or find her on Facebook by searching Avon Carty.
And welcome back into the Show Me Sports Network's coverage of Hallsville Indians football as they take on the Macon Tigers. We are back in Macon. It's 24-2 Hallsville, and the Tigers currently have a 3rd and 5 coming after the official timeout at the 6-minute mark due to the heat at the start of the game, and immediately Hallsville getting through and sacking Kenan Isaacson, pushing him all the way back, a loss of 9 or 10 yards. Called a loss of 10. On the sack, brings up 3rd and 14. Sorry, 4th and 14. So a 4th and 14 coming up for Macon as they're in their huddle right now. They've got a ways to go for that first down marker. And now Macon is set to go again. Isaacson with man in the backfield. He drops back looking deep left side, and that one's overthrown well out of bounds. Uncatchable ball, and it drops incomplete. A turnover on downs for Macon's offense as Hallsville will take back over possession up big time here in the quarter. Still 30-2, and, well, I realize the score bug is wrong. So apologies on that. Yes, I have been saying the score correctly. No, the score bug has not been correct. I apologize. Still the first time we've been running the new software here, so again, apologies for the one-man crew. 30-2, Hallsville leads in the third quarter. 5:07 to go in the third quarter. Hallsville set back up out there. Braden Matheny empty in the backfield. Now hands it off to Dalvin Smith, who is in motion. He gets up to the 40, call it the 41-yard line before he's tackled. Looks like a gain of 2 yards there. Brings up a 2nd and 8. So Dalvin Smith, not too bad on that. But Hallsville still, of course, trying to keep pushing down that field. As long as you got the starters out there, you're still trying to score until the end of the game, really. Until that fourth quarter, at least. Still 4 minutes and 30 seconds until the fourth quarter starts, as Hallsville's got 4 receivers on the right side, 1 on the left. That's Stinson. Smith goes in motion to the left side. Here's the snap. Looks down. Matheny now looking over the middle. He's got Aiden Ski wide open up the middle. He breaks a tackle. He's up 10-5. Touchdown, Aiden Ski. 59 yards to the house. Hallsville up 36-2. Well, they're trying to make sure that I don't keep up with that scoreboard, but I got you right there. Aiden Ski, a 59-yard touchdown. And Hallsville continues to pour it on here in the third quarter. 2-point conversion attempt about to go underway. As here they'll push it in and they get it across. Tyson Perigo took the snap at QB and ran it in himself. That's what he's been waiting for. They tried it earlier. And it didn't end up working as there was a flag on the play from the 1-yard line. Now they try it from the 2. And Perigo runs it in himself under center. It's 38-2 Hallsville with 4:12 to go in the third quarter. So they continue to just score and score and score some more. That offense is not slowing down. And they're doing it quick as well. They're not going on these long sustained drives. They're doing, one play, get you 40 yards or so. Next play, get it into the end zone. I mean, they are just looking unstoppable right now. Macon seems deflated out there. And it's understandably frustrating for Macon, as of course they've been going through these troubles for almost 2 years now, as the onside kick attempt goes towards the left side, and it's Macon who ends up jumping on top of it as they get back in possession of the ball. And Hallsville's still up 38-2 right now, so interested to see how the Tigers will retaliate to the onside kick attempt. So again, the onside kick attempt coming up, or did just come up. Ball is at the 48-yard line as the clock will run. I believe that's a running clock from this point, if I'm not mistaken, because of the score and the time of the game left. Less than 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Hallsville up 36 points. Here's the snap. It's a pitch left side as Levi's going to break that. Veneta, he's up the left side to the 40. He cuts in and gets it to the 35 before he's tackled. So a 17-yard gain on the ground for Levi Veneta. Has a big chunk play for Palmyra there. Not too shabby. But a penalty on the play. It looks like that's going to be a holding call. Yes. I did not see the flag out there, but there was a penalty. Holding was called, so a loss of 10 yards on the play rather than that big gain. They've got it all the way back at the 38-yard line in Macon territory, so wipe out all of that yardage. That just hurts for Macon. Seems like every time that they get something to go their way, there's something else that doesn't let them enjoy it. Now Tigers still trying to figure out what to do offensively, and here's a handoff. Right side, gets it up about a couple yards before being tackled down around the middle of the field. So that was number 22 for Macon. Darian White, the sophomore running back. So Macon trying to mix things up a little bit. Again, you saw Holman come in as the quarterback for a bit, but they returned to Kenan Isaacson out of halftime. 2nd and 18 here. Got the ball up to the 40. Here's the snap. Handoff right side. White is going to go down way in the backfield. A loss of 4 on the carry, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 22. Again, that Hallsville defensive line just continuing to get on through and on around. Not really having any difficulties right now. Now Macon set back up with that 3rd and 22. They've got it on their own 36-yard line. 2 receivers on the left, 1 on the right. 1 in the backfield. Here's the snap, dropping back. Isaacson looking. He's got pressure. He evades the sack, rolls left side, tries to throw over the middle, but it's off the hands of his intended target, Javen Ellis, the sophomore. And a flag is on the play. It's a face mask against Hallsville. So something to go Macon's way despite the incompletion. I believe that'll be an automatic first down. Hallsville up big right now. And yes, they will move that forward. A gain of 15 yards on the penalty. The ball is placed down in Hallsville territory at the 49-yard line. Now, it would not initially move the chains, and it won't. So it's a 3rd and 7. So not an automatic first down. And now Macon will step off to the side as that is the end of the 3rd quarter. So at the moment, Hallsville up 38-2, and they have just continued to pound that ball down the throat of Macon. And that's going to take us to the quarter break. So we will step aside here. When we come back, we've got more for you here. Hallsville Indians football. The 4th quarter comes up next here on the Show Me Sports Network.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of the Show Me Sports Network under the broadcasting rights granted therein. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the express written consent of the Show Me Sports Network. Announcers are provided by the Show Me Sports Network.
Hi, I'm retired Army Sergeant Trent Dirks, and I want to tell you about an organization that saved and changed my life forever. Retrieving Freedom provides highly trained service dogs to veterans with disabilities and children with autism, absolutely free of charge, thanks to the generous donations and support from people just like you. Experts from Retrieving Freedom help throughout the entire process, from fostering programs through service dog placement. Retrieving Freedom gave me the skilled service dog Tracer, who has been my best friend and my lifeline. To find out more about how you can get involved, volunteer, foster, or to donate, visit their website, retrievingfreedom.org. Retrieving Freedom, changing lives through the training and placement of service dogs for veterans with disabilities and children with autism.
Well, hello and welcome back into the Show Me Sports Network's coverage of Hallsville Indians football. We're now in the 4th quarter of play, which means it's time to update that scoreboard as here's the snap. A roll out right side. Isaacson looking downfield. He's got a man cutting inside and being tackled at the 42-yard line. And that's the freshman on the reception, Sam Quinn. He's been targeted a few times this game, but it had been a little while before he had actually caught the ball, and it's not really his fault, but it's just been slightly off on the connection between him and Isaacson, but now they're ready to go. So making a first down. It's 1st and 10 at the 42 in Hallsville territory. Here's the snap, handoff, running it up left side, got some space ahead of steam. He breaks off a tackle, up to the 20, up to the 15, the 10, and pushed out of bounds at the 7. Big time play for Darian White, who just got his first carries recently. And now he's pushing that ball way down the field. From the 42 all the way up to the 7. A gain of 35 on the ground. Now Macon in the red zone for the first time this game. What can their offense do? Set up across the left hash. Bit of motion behind the line. Here's the snap, handoff, looking right side, finding his way up the middle into the end zone. Touchdown, Macon. And that's Darian White, who punches it in for 6 points as Macon scores their first touchdown of the game. And there goes the defensive shutout for Hallsville. 38-8. And the fans here in Macon are sure happy about that one. And now we'll see what the decision here is for the PAT, or the two-point conversion. And it looks like they will go for the PAT. Just 5 seconds left on the play clock. Here's the snap. The hold is good. Kick is up. And it misses left side. PAT, no good. So it remains a 38-8 lead for Hallsville here in the fourth quarter. 10-14 to go in this fourth quarter, but they did cut into that lead a little bit. Still feeling pretty good about things, but man, if you're Hallsville, you really wanted that defensive shutout. You were going to feel real good about yourself if you could have done that, but I think you'll still feel good about allowing just the one touchdown. Darian White ended up that drive with the 7-yard rushing touchdown. Two-point conversion was not attempted. It was the PAT that was no good. And now Macon will get ready to kick it away. We'll see if they attempt an onside kick here. Of course, Hallsville onside kick almost every time. They proved that it's not every time earlier in this game. And so the Hallsville return team will get back out there. Oh, man. They just announced a deal here for cutting the prices on their cheeseburgers. I bought mine at full price. So this one is kicked up and away. Hallsville might not have gotten that. It was off the tip of the hands of the Hallsville return men. Macon right there trying to get on top of it. Who's got it? A tussle for the football and a flag thrown as they're still fighting for the ball, but Hallsville has possession of it. Hallsville barely having that one, and who's the flag going to be on? The referees were right there. And we'll see exactly what the call is. They're all discussing it right now. You got to make sure that you get the right call here. And unsportsmanlike conduct does go against Macon. So, according to the referees, what they saw was that Hallsville had the ball and Macon was trying to rip it away from them to pretend like they had it. Again, this is from the eyes of the referees, my interpretation of this ruling. And so, because the Macon player was continuing to try and pull for the ball after the play was dead and make it seem like he had full possession of it, then the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty was thrown out. And so that is how Hallsville will now have the ball all the way up at the 38-yard line. 1st and 10 coming up. Braden Matheny will get set back up out there right around the left hash and touching the bottom of the Macon logo on midfield. Dalvin Smith in motion. Here's the snap. Matheny, quick throw right side. Lawson Burks. He tries to avoid the tackle but can't do it. Behind the line by 2 yards, and it's a 2nd and 12 for Hallsville. Really good play by Macon's defense. And Hallsville maybe thought they had an extra blocker out wide, but they did not. Three receivers on the left, 2 on the right. Hallsville, the 2nd and 12. Matheny dropping back, working his way up into the pocket, throwing deep left side into coverage. Isaac Stinson toe tapping. My goodness. What a play, what a catch. Isaac Stinson has it all the way up at the 23-yard line. And only a gain of 17, but it's a first down. But what a play by Braden Matheny. He just worked his way around the pocket. He knew exactly where the pressure was coming from, where he could run to, pushed up in it. That is a difficult throw to make, and he just nailed it. And now Hallsville back in the same formation. Here's the snap, handoff to Smith, right side, and he's tackled after a gain of a couple. We'll say he's down at the 16-yard line. Holman got the tackle. And now Hallsville a 2nd and 8. So again, as they get closer to the end zone, you probably expect a little more run. Or at least when it comes to a run play for Hallsville, you've seen a lot of the jet sweep or the motion where you put a man behind the quarterback while in motion and then the ball is snapped. Matheny will take the snap. He's running it himself right side up to the 10-yard line where he's tackled. Good defense by Macon, but Hallsville still gets a good gain out of it. Brings up a 3rd and 2.
Jones on the stop for the Tigers.
Jones had the stop.
3rd down and 2 for the Indians.
Now the 3rd and 2 coming up. Hallsville probably would still go for it if they indeed turn the ball over. Or not turn the ball over if they don't get the first down here. But we'll see. Braden Matheny, empty backfield. 2 receivers on the right, 3 on the left. Hallsville up big, 7:30 to go. Here's a quick throw, left side, Gabe Jenkins. He's got a block, trying to push it to the edge. End zone touchdown.
Matheny's pass completed to Jenkins for the touchdown.
10-yard touchdown pass to Gabe Jenkins, as Hallsville extends their lead to 44-8. And now the 2-point conversion attempt for Hallsville as they get the team out there and ready to go. So again, Tyson Perigo set up out there. He ran it in last time. Kind of a wildcat formation here. Here's the snap. Perigo trying to run it right side, pushing himself in. He's into the end zone. Great blocking by the offensive line, and now Hallsville, a second 2-point conversion is successful. As again, Perigo ran it in. That wildcat formation has seemingly been their best version of the 2-point conversion attempt this season. As again, they expand their lead. It's now 46-8 Hallsville. And man, the Indians really needed this one after the start of their season. They've just been waiting for a win, and now they get one in a big way. I guess technically not yet, so I won't say that, but it seems almost a surefire thing that that's going to happen. 46-8 with 7 minutes and 28 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. And now Hallsville will get set back up out there. Now they've kicked it away deep a couple times this game, but their last time out they tried the onside kick. See if they do it again. Riker Haynes, the kickoff man. He's got 5 successful onside kicks this season. Looks like there's a lot of space on the left side if he decides to go there, and he does not. He goes right side, and Hallsville's got it. Beautifully played. They've got it right at the 49-yard line into Macon territory. Tigers didn't run up on it like they thought that they were going to be able to. Hallsville just doing a great job right there. They've still got possession. And that's a 6th successful onside kick in 4 games. feel like I should have a tally counter for that. Maybe that's the next thing that I add to the broadcast. Onside's kick counter, top left. It'll be perfect. Maybe I put it next to Show Me Sports Network logo in the top right. I don't know. We're doing some engineering live on the broadcast right here. The onside's kick counter. Hallsville just so good at getting that onside's kick. 46-8 ball game. I don't know if it's as much of a disrespectful thing to do for Hallsville because they just do not kick it deep at all. It doesn't matter who they're playing or when it is, so it's not as disrespectful if it's all that you do. At least I would assume so. Now, I assume it's still frustrating, but maybe it's not as frustrating. And Macon will call a timeout here. They've got 1 to go. And according to the scoreboard, Hallsville has 4 timeouts left. Oh, never mind. I'm looking at the wrong spot. They have 3 timeouts left. Macon's got 2. Well, it's a little bit difficult to see that scoreboard from the press box, but nonetheless, I can see the score. It's 46-8. So that's right. And Hallsville trying to continue to improve on that. See if they can get that offense continue to roll along. I will say that touchdown is that's gonna hurt defensively. Even if you still had a great game, those guys on defense are gonna think, man, we could have just stopped them. But Macon really did deserve that one. As here's a run right side. Wyatt Morris, he's got some space. He loses the football. It's on the ground. Who's got it? Wyatt Morris brought it forward for a first down and then lost the football. I believe Hallsville still has it. Yes, Dalvin Smith jumped on top of it. So avoiding a turnover for Hallsville is, well, Macon would have liked that, but unfortunately for them, that's not going to happen. And a timeout called by the officials at the 6-minute warning. We'll take a quick break here. Hallsville football here on the Show Me Sports Network.
The following public service announcement is brought to you by the Eddie Gaedel Society, Jefferson City Chapter 10, doing little things to make a big difference.
Want to make a big difference in your community? Be kind to others, drive safely, and put litter in its proper place.
Join us in celebrating Eddie Gaedel's historic Major League appearance as a member of the St. Louis Browns by doing something nice for someone today.
Take a walk, Eddie.
Attention Indians fans, here's your chance to help the student athletes of Hallsville by becoming a member of the Hallsville Athletic Boosters. Your gifts help provide all Hallsville athletes with a safe and positive experience while attending our school district, and also help purchase items that our sports team couldn't otherwise afford. You can join the Hallsville Athletic Boosters this season for as little as $25. Membership is open to everyone. Interested in joining? Look them up on Facebook by searching Hallsville Athletic Boosters or email them at hallsvilleathleticboosters@gmail.com. Let's go Indians!
And we are back here with the Show Me Sports Network's coverage of Hallsville Indians football. Braden Matheny takes the snap, throws it right side, and that one's a little too far for Dalvin Smith on the first play out of the water break. Falls incomplete. 2nd and 10 coming up. A late flag on the play. Didn't see where that one dropped. We'll see what the call is. The referee is going to discuss this. See what they want to do here. It looks like, so they're going to spot the ball there at the 38-yard line, and from there, let's see what happens. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Hallsville. So a 15-yard penalty brings them back onto their own territory at the 47-yard line. So a 1st and 25 coming up for Hallsville. They got a ways to go. Now Braden Matheny will look back over there. Wyatt Morris in the backfield as well. And Isaac Stinson lined up on the left side. Aiden Ski and also Preston Proskasil is in on the far right side. Hasn't played too many snaps this season, so good to see him back out there. Here's the snap. It's going to be a handoff to Morris up the middle. He gets 2 or 3 yards. We'll see where they mark him down. They give him 3 yards. They mark him down at midfield, so it's a 2nd and 22. Hallsville still plenty to go. Wyatt Morris again next to Matheny in the backfield. Isaac Stinson setting up on the far left side alone with 3 receivers on the right. Here's the snap. Matheny looking right side, a good block. And now having space running up and going down at about the 43-yard line. And that was Preston Proskasil on the reception. I believe that would be his first reception on the season. Now, I don't have the statistics in front of me, but good to see him getting involved in the plays. Hallsville still up big here in the fourth quarter. Just over 3 minutes to go in the game. So here's the snap. Matheny looking right side. It's overthrown and it's intercepted. Macon running this one back up the left side. A flag deep in the backfield. Another couple of flags on the sideline. There's going to be multiple unsportsmanlike conduct penalties here. Parker Wood with the interception, but multiple flags. Now, I don't know if the one way back at the 30-yard line is going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct. That might be a holding or something. It was right around the time of the interception. And then at the 50, as they went out of bounds, there were multiple flags thrown on the hit. It seemed like Wood was going to go out of bounds on his own accord. Again, it's too close. We're kind of on the near side here. That was on the far side. So we didn't have a great look at that, and unfortunately we don't have the 7 camera view. So, or however many the NFL or in college football have, probably more than 7. I wonder. I know they have a lot. My guess would be close to 20, maybe more. Anyways, here come the referees as they were there. They know what it looks like. So a face mask goes against Hallsville, and then also an unsportsmanlike penalty against Hallsville. So Macon gets the ball on the interception and then tack on a ton of yardage to the end of that play. Now, I'm not sure if those add on top of each other, but if they did, it would be almost a 30-yard penalty. So they marked him out of bounds at the 48-yard line. We'll see what happens. As they move those chains and the football all the way up. So it would be 48, and then 15 from there would be to the 33, and 15 from there would be to the 18. We'll see if that's where the ball is placed at. They continue moving up there, and well, it is a running clock, so not too much time to go. 19-yard line, yeah. Hallsville will call a timeout here as well. 36 seconds left in the game. That clock is a running clock, so it did not stop for the placement of the ball. That being a 35-point, I believe it's a 35-point game. So that's when it ran earlier. Either way, it's a 38-point game at this point. And so the clock was running, and it will run once this timeout is up. Hallsville the ones to call the timeout, so Macon still with 2 timeouts left, trying to get one of these last-second touchdowns here and see if they can add on. What works for that offense? The most they've scored in a game this season, 14. A touchdown and a PAT would set that new season high for them. Even if it does come in garbage time, that still feels maybe a little bit like progress. I don't know how much like progress it feels like. It still hurts to lose by this much. What a great game all around. As we near the end here, make sure to stick around until after the game as well, because we are going to have a live post-game interview with head coach Paul Stevens in here, and that will be coming up on the post-game show. So stick around for that. Of course, we'll have your scores from all around out of town here as well. As here's the snap, dropping back, rolling out right side. Holman looking downfield, a bullet, and it's off the hands and falls incomplete. I mean, that was an absolutely beautiful throw by Holman, and unfortunate that it couldn't be brought in by Sam Quinn. That's the freshman quarterback out there. Talon Holman, and a timeout called from Macon, of course, because the clock is running from this point on. Even if the pass falls incomplete, it's just a running clock. Doesn't stop for out of bounds, nothing like that. It only stops for timeouts. No ball placement, no injuries. So we'll see. 12 seconds to go in the game. Hallsville looking to finish strong, so is Macon. Each team looking to bring something in the next game. I mean, for Hallsville, they've already got enough to bring in the next game. Honestly, this last touchdown doesn't really matter as much for them because they already did lose the defensive shutout. They did that earlier. I didn't actually write down the time of the Gabe Jenkins 10-yard receiving touchdown, but I believe it was something like 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Usually I try and write that stuff down. Here's the snap. Drop back. Looking right side. Deep end zone. Touchdown for Macon. That was Holman up to Parker Wood for the touchdown. Wood, the sophomore wide receiver, had a nice little touchdown right there. 19 yards. Talon Holman, his first touchdown of the game, I believe, of his career. And here comes the PAT attempt. And the PAT is up and through, and a new season high in points scored for Macon. Despite the loss, the offense was able to get out there, and maybe a couple of guys that were out there on that last drive are saying, hey, maybe we should get a little bit more playing time. Maybe making that claim right now. 46-15, Hallsville leads. 6 seconds to go in the game, and that will probably be it. Almost certainly. And again, you look at 46-8, and usually you think touchdown and 2-point conversion. No, it was actually a safety, and then the touchdown, and the PAT was no good. So in case you had missed that earlier in the game, it actually is an interesting score, the scoring breakdown. Of course, I'll bring you that scoring breakdown in a review of what happened this game in the post-game show. I'll do that along with our thoughts for next game and what this means for their season. And same with Macon, as here's the onside kick attempt, a squib kick. It's muffed, but Hallsville should be on top of that one. Looked like it took an interesting hop, and yes, they do come out on top of that. As the clock is at 5 seconds to go, they will take the knee, and, well, at least I assume they will take the knee. It's a 1st and 10. As the Hallsville offense gets back out there.
Hallsville has a 1st and 10 from their own 48-yard line.
Braden Matheny kind of walking up with his helmet half off. Talking with his teammates right there, and now he puts the helmet back on after the whistle, and they will snap the ball. It seems like one last time. They are in victory formation, and that should do it. Snap goes, and he takes the knee, and Hallsville wins the football game. Well, a safe drive to all of you who are here in Macon. A bit of a drive, but a happy drive back to Hallsville. 46-15, the Indians beat the Tigers. Final score here, again, make sure to stick around because all in all, it was a really good game for Hallsville. And again, the defense, well, it allowed 15 points. It doesn't feel like they should have. It felt like they pitched a shutout. I'll talk about all that and more. Stick around as well because the interview with head coach Paul Stevens on a Good News Friday night comes up. After this, you're listening to the Show Me Sports Network and Hallsville Indians football coverage.
Since 2018, Han Custom Laser Engraving LLC has been specializing in all things custom, using large format, high-powered lasers with some of the most advanced technologies on the market. Anything can become a canvas. The state-of-the-art system makes quick work of custom engraving on cups, glass, tile, wood, acrylic, metal, headstones with endless possibilities. They also offer custom one-of-a-kind signs that are sure to make your design stand out. Find them on Facebook at Han Custom Laser Engraving or call 573-489-8732 to find out more. Han Custom Laser Engraving LLC, a veteran-owned business.
Last Sentinel Firearms is your federally licensed and registered Type 7 FFL manufacturer dealer in Missouri, providing quality products to all types of sports enthusiasts, law enforcement, and individuals across the nation. Orders are currently being fulfilled, offering custom-built pistols and rifles from the AR platform made right here in Missouri. Visit their website at lastsentinelfirearms.com or call them at 417-684-7202 to find out what they've got for you. Last Sentinel Firearms, you are your last line of defense.
Running out of some of your favorite Avon products and haven't seen an Avon brochure in quite some time? No need to worry. Avon Independent Sales Representative Michelle Carty can help with your Skin So Soft makeup, jewelry, fragrance, and skincare needs. Avon now carries cleaning supplies, clothing, daily essentials, and several small LG electronic items. You now have the opportunity to shop online 24/7 and have your order shipped directly to your front door by shopping with Michelle at mcarty.avonrepresentative.com or find her on Facebook by searching Avon Carty.
The Boone County Journal is the hometown newspaper of Ashland and Hartsburg since 1969. We know you're busy. Let us keep up with Southern Boone happenings for you. We cover social events, school sports, local government, Southern Boone history, obituaries, and more. Subscribe to the Journal today and get the paper delivered to your mailbox every Wednesday. Digital version also available. Call 573-657-2334 or visit bocojo.com. Independent and veteran owned.
Seeking to express your unique style? How about healthier, clear skin? Look no further than Mary Kay. For more than 60 years, Mary Kay has been offering a wide range of high-quality makeup and skincare products that empower you to shine and stand out in any setting. From luscious lipsticks to vibrant eyeshadows, flawless foundations to glowing highlights, moisturizing serum to blemish and acne regimens, Mary Kay's got you covered. If you don't have a Mary Kay beauty consultant, then I've got you covered. To get your best skin, call me, Cassandra Gasway, today at 417-684-2667 or visit online at marykay.com/Cassandra Gasway.
Hello, Blake Gazaway here with the Show Me Sports Network. I've had the opportunity to have some amazing calls, including overtime touchdowns, walk-off home runs, and buzzer-beating baskets. But I've answered another call. That's to serve my community as a volunteer firefighter. Stop and think what would happen if your home or property caught fire and no one was there to put it out. Every day, volunteer firefighters not only save lives and property, but also respond to other emergencies. Nearly 2/3 of our nation's fire departments are manned by volunteer firefighters. And because of this, we simply need more volunteers to step up and answer the call. Stop by or contact your local fire department and see how you can become a volunteer firefighter today. I answered the call to serve my community. Will you?
Well, hello and welcome back into your Hallsville Indians post-game show as, well, we get set to go as we will, of course, have that coverage for you here for the Hallsville Indians post-game show. And a very exciting game overall and it ended up being a 46-15 Indians victory. Welcome into the broadcast booth. I'm Austin Thomas, and, well, you just got done listening to a phenomenal game. The Hallsville Indians really came out to play tonight. You look at them from the front of the roster to the back of the roster. They looked incredible out there. They've been working towards this moment all season long, and you can see it out there. They had flashes of what you saw tonight in each of their games. Never did you see them give up, and I think to that point, it really showed the improvement that you've had from this team and that you're seeing tonight and that you're seeing on the field. And yes, you can look at Macon and you can say, okay, they're 0-4 now, but you can also look at it and say, hey, they're another team that's going out there and they're giving it their all. They returned a lot of starters from last season, and they have a lot going their way. They have some good players on that team. You look at really one of the guys that stood out to me, Case Holman. He's an incredible player both on offense and on defense. And there's really only so much that you can do against any high school team, really, especially a team like Macon, who's led by a pretty good head coach in Van Veneta. Of course, he led that team to a pretty good record. You got to have something to go 9-2 just 2 seasons ago, and they're just in a little bit of a rut right now. But Hallsville gets their first win in almost a year. Their last win came on September 22nd of 2023, and they end that streak here, the first win of head coach Paul Stevens' career as the head coach of Hallsville. A big victory for him, and of course we're going to get his thoughts in just a little bit, but before that I want to take you back to a recap of this game just in case you were only tuning in for parts of it or missed some of it. Let's go back through the scoring summary. Of course, game started off, Hallsville returned, and they turned the ball over at about the 23-yard line. And so Macon got the ball back. They tried pushing it down the field. They didn't get anything going their way. They punted it away, but they weren't able to get it across midfield. So Hallsville, again, still has it in Macon territory. And they push down the field. They try to see what they can do. But again, they stall out right before the red zone at about the 22-yard line there. And then again, the defense comes up big. They force a turnover from the Macon Tigers as the lights go out here, and so that's what I'm doing, and I realize it looks like our video camera is actually about to die, unfortunately, but you might have noticed that. I'm kind of doing some broadcasting and engineering on the fly as well, but again, taking you back through that. So after Hallsville forced another turnover, another punt from Macon, it ended up being Wyatt Morris who ran it in. And actually, now that I recall, I didn't write this down. I'm trying to remember based off of my memory. And what it actually was, it was a fumble recovery by Hallsville. It wasn't a turnover on downs, but they did get a turnover, and they got the ball back around the 50 thanks to a fumble recovery, and then they pushed it up from there. They got it all the way up, and then it was Wyatt Morris who punched it in with a 7-yard rushing touchdown. Again, the defense stayed strong the next time out. Hallsville gets the ball back, and what do you know? Braden Matheny runs it in for a 7-yard rushing touchdown, puts them up 12-0 after a big drive in to start the second quarter. They scored with 2:29 left in the first quarter, and then in the second quarter, they got the ball back quickly in almost a minute. It was a 34-yard reception to Isaac Stinson that got them to the 7, and then the 7-yard rushing touchdown from Braden Matheny. After that, again, the Hallsville defense stood up strong. They forced the punt from Macon, but Macon's punter put that at the 3-yard line, where Hallsville had to start with the ball, and because of that, starting with the ball at the 3-yard line didn't quite go as planned. It was a botched snap, ended up on the ground in the end zone, and Hallsville's Dalvin Smith and Braden Matheny both dove on top of that, but each of them were touched by a Macon defender while they were on the ground, and so it ended up being a safety for the Tigers. Made it a 12-2 ball game. From there, Hallsville's offense really started to explode. Aiden Ski, a 27-yard receiving touchdown. And then the next drive, Isaac Stinson, a 44-yard receiving touchdown near the end of the second quarter there. Both of those came within the last 2 minutes and 30 seconds of the first half. Put them up 24-2 entering halftime. They were feeling great about themselves, and just that they were on top of the world. They went into halftime and they said, okay, what do we need to do? Just go out there, put it in cruise control, but not really do that. You still wanted to look good out there. You still wanted to work on things and made sure you didn't give up the lead, and that's exactly what they did. They went out there. They started off that second half incredibly strong. Started off with a quick 3-and-out of the Macon Tigers. They got the ball back, and then they scored again really quickly. It was Isaac Stinson on a 29-yard receiving touchdown with 8:49 to go in the third quarter, and that was after a 48-yard reception by Stinson, and then a penalty pushed him back 15 yards. And so then Aiden Ski gets a 30-yard reception, puts them up closer, and it was Isaac Stinson who ended up coming up with the touchdown on that drive. Well, Aiden Ski, he had the 30-yard play there. He had another big play the next drive, a 59-yard receiving touchdown to put them up 38-2 with 4:12 to go in the third quarter. At that point, well, really, it was at the 30-2 margin. You really felt like Hallsville, they were set to go. That's all that they needed to do. But again, it was kind of the nail in the coffin with Aiden Ski's 59-yard receiving touchdown. From there, Macon was able to get on the scoreboard. They did break up the defensive shutout of Hallsville in the fourth quarter with a 10-14 left in the game touchdown from Darian White. He ran it in from 7 yards away. Big play. That's what they needed. It got them on the board. It made them feel good about themselves. Hallsville then did come back later in the fourth quarter, and with 3 minutes to go, it was a touchdown to Gabe Jenkins, 10 yards on the reception, made it 46-8. And Hallsville from then on, it had a running clock. Although Macon was able to score one more time, Parker Wood had a 19-yard receiving touchdown from Talon Holman, the other quarterback on the team, a freshman who I believe got his first passing touchdown of his high school career out there, as a big play for him. It was 6 seconds left in the fourth quarter in the game, made it 46-14, and then the PAT was good to make it 46-15. It's also worth noting that Hallsville did get 2 successful two-point conversion attempts thanks to Tyson Perigo, who lined up under center and took the snap and ran it in himself. Some pretty interesting notes on that front. Again, Hallsville winning 46-15. Let's go ahead and take a quick break here. When we come back, we've got the scores from around the area, and then that interview with head coach Paul Stevens comes up next here on the Show Me Sports Network on the Hallsville Indians postgame show.
At Hallsville School District, our educators do more than just teach. Lives are being shaped for the future before they even enter a classroom. For students to succeed, it takes an entire district-wide team. Join Hallsville School District's team today, now offering competitive salaries and benefits for all positions. Visit hallsville.org and click on the employment link under Our District tab.
In today's world, injury prevention is at the top of everyone's list. However, heat-related occurrences get routinely overlooked. Zealous WBGT puts that front and center. By using cutting-edge formulas and technology, Zealous WBGT streamlines and simplifies obtaining and documenting wet bulb globe temperature readings. With a simple touch of a button, you can check WBGT anywhere in the world, receiving alerts when the WBGT goes over the threshold you select. Join the stress-free way to protect student-athletes, employees, and overall operations from extreme heat by downloading the free Zealous WBGT app today. Save time, save money, save lives with Zealous WBGT.
You want great benefits from your work, but you don't want a boring desk job. Then again, if you're active and working outside, your benefits are gonna be awful, if you have any at all. Unless you work at Salter Lawn Service. 4-day work weeks with a full 40 hours, paid overtime, vacation, 401k, and full health insurance. Right now, Salter is looking for career-minded workers, so get started with a career you'll love and benefits you can actually brag about. Apply now at salterlawnservice.com.
We need you. We need you. We need you.
We need you, now more than ever.
The Southern Boone School District is hiring part-time bus drivers for route athletics and activities with no experience necessary. Our drivers enjoy flexible work hours, paid on-site CDL training, and paid time off, all while helping our community. The position offers competitive pay. Go visit sbschools.us/employment.
We need you.
At Southern Boone School District, our educators do more than just teach. Lives are being shaped for the future before they even enter a classroom. For students to succeed, it takes an entire district-wide team. Our students need you. Join Southern Boone School District's team today, now offering competitive salaries and benefits for all positions. Visit ashland.k12.mo.us and click on the Employment tab.
At Centurion Cares, for more than 3 decades, their focus has been on exceeding customer expectations for contact center software solutions. Their innovative communication solutions include utility interactive voice response software that allows for smart communication features that let your utility deliver superior customer service 24/7. They also provide other streamlined services like automatic call distribution, automated customer callback, reporting, and quality assurance. To find out more about how Centurion Cares can help your business, call them at 727-421-5300 or look them up online at centurioncares.com. Centurion Cares, innovative communication solutions.
Since 1951, Wren's Automotive has been the leader in complete automotive and tire services, proudly serving the Ashland community and southern Boone County area. Servicing all makes and models of vehicles, customer satisfaction is their top priority. If your vehicle leaves you stranded, no need to worry, as Wren's Automotive offers 24-hour towing services. To schedule an appointment, call 573-657-4614 or stop by and see Terry, Peggy, Derek, and the crew at 124 East Broadway in Ashland. Wren's Automotive, your full-service automotive repair shop for over 70 years.
At the Tin Roof Monogram and Gift, we know a gift is more than a box or a bag with a pretty bow. A gift is the lifetime of love that you share. It's friends who grow as close as family. It's moments and milestones, both big and small. Whether receiving or giving, a gift brings joy and happiness. That's why, since 2018, we've made it easier to gift for those you love. Stop by the Tin Roof Monogram and Gift at 108 Corporate Lake Drive in Columbia or call 573-443-4438. Let us help you find that perfect gift for every occasion.
Creating custom, handcrafted woodworking projects has never been easier. Become a member of Sawdust Studios and enjoy 24/7 access to a woodworker's paradise. Outfit with industry-leading professional-grade tools, Sawdust Studios offers endless woodworking possibilities. Don't have woodworking experience? No problem, as Sawdust Studios offers affordable classes from a community of woodworkers, experienced designers, and master craftsmen. Youth classes are also offered for those junior woodworkers. For more information, search Sawdust Studios on Facebook or find them online at sawdust247.com. Sawdust Studios, your community woodshop.
We are entrepreneurs, doctors, vets, and storytellers. We're business leaders, educators, and performers. We are scientists, nurses, and trendsetters. We break the mold and get it done. We are visionary, world-changing magic makers. We are Stevens College. Be yourself. Be good at it. For more information, visit stevens.edu.
Are you in the market to buy your first home? Maybe it's time to buy some acreage. How about invest in a new space for your growing business? No matter the need, your trusted partner in real estate is me, Izzy Smith of Izzy Smith Homes, Remax Moon Realty. I believe real estate is more than just bricks and mortar. It's the cornerstone of our lives. It's where memories are made and dreams are realized. Choosing me as your realtor, you're getting a professional, dedicated advocate who will work tirelessly to make your real estate dreams a reality. Give me a call today at 573-876-2873 or visit izzysmithhomes.com. Izzy Smith Homes, Remax Moon Realty, your hometown realtor working harder for you.
There's no better way to celebrate a special event or show someone just how important they are to you than gifting them something handcrafted from Country with a Heart. Handmade in mid-Missouri, Country with a Heart specializes in hand-built woodworking projects for every occasion. Their design collection includes children's furniture, doll furniture, household items, holiday decor, outdoor decorations, custom projects, and everything in between. To view their full inventory of projects, visit countrywithaheart.com and find them on Facebook by joining the Country with a Heart group page.
Hi, I'm retired Army Sergeant Trent Dirks, and I want to tell you about an organization that saved and changed my life forever. Retrieving Freedom provides highly trained service dogs to veterans with disabilities and children with autism, absolutely free of charge, thanks to the generous donations and support from people just like you. Experts from Retrieving Freedom help throughout the entire process, from fostering programs through service dog placement. Retrieving Freedom gave me the skilled service dog Tracer, who has been my best friend and my lifeline. To find out more about how you can get involved, volunteer, foster, or to donate, visit their website, retrievingfreedom.org. Retrieving Freedom, changing lives through the training and placement of service dogs for veterans with disabilities and children with autism.
The following public service announcement is brought to you by the Eddie Gaedel Society, Jefferson City Chapter 10, doing little things to make a big difference.
Want to make a big difference in your community? Be kind to others, drive safely, and put litter in its proper place.
Join us in celebrating Eddie Goodell's historic Major League appearance as a member of the St. Louis Browns by doing something nice for someone today.
Take a walk, Eddie.
Attention Indians fans, here's your chance to help the student athletes of Hallsville by becoming a member of the Hallsville Athletic Boosters. Your gifts help provide all Hallsville athletes with a safe and positive experience while attending our school district, and also help purchase items that our sports team couldn't otherwise afford. You can join the Hallsville Athletic Boosters this season for as little as $25. Membership is open to everyone. Interested in joining? Look them up on Facebook by searching Hallsville Athletic Boosters or email them at hallsvilleathleticboosters@gmail.com. Let's go Indians!
Well, hello and welcome back in to your Hallsville Indians postgame show here on the Show Me Sports Network. I'm Austin Thomas, joined by head coach Paul Stevens. Coach Stevens, I mean, what a game out there. Just what are your emotions coming after this, your first win for Hallsville?
Yeah, just so excited for the kids, man. They played outstanding. They executed well. You know, started off a little rough there offensively where we sputtered there whenever we moved the ball into the red zone. But from the second quarter on, these kids did not let their foot off the gas, and I'm just so proud of the execution that they showed, not only offensively but defensively. They continue to get better every single week. We had the best week of practice we've had all year, and I'm just so excited to finally showcase that on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and you look at the defense as well. I think that was – you look at that first half, it was all defense. And that's not to say anything against the offense, but that defense lights out from every single part of the game. I mean, what went behind everyone hitting on the right cylinders?
Biggest thing is just everybody was doing their job, understanding their responsibilities, keeping their eyes on their read, and just being disciplined. And that was the main vocal point that we focused on going into practice this week, because last week we kind of had some bad eye discipline there where we gave up some big plays, and tonight they learned from their mistakes. We watched it on film, we got better, and we came out here and executed.
I want to talk about that offense as well. You said it kind of took a little bit for you guys to get going. That first quarter, there were a couple of times where you guys went out and you stalled out on fourth down. But really, past that moment, it seemed like everything opened up. It started with the touchdown from Morris, and then the touchdown from Matheny, which was, of course, in large part from the 30-plus yard catch that Isaac Stinson had. And then from there on, it was kind of the air raid offense that we're used to knowing and seeing. Is it that run game that you think is going to kind of help propel you and start your offense in kind of future games?
Yes, that's the biggest thing. And I told the kids at halftime that was on me. That was my mistake. I was too aggressive, I thought. Offensively, where I was just trying to take shots deep instead of just taking what the defense was giving us, and they gave us a light box, so I adjusted what I needed to do, and especially in the second quarter, I said I just need to focus on running the football, and you got Wyatt Morris the football, and he went untouched for a touchdown there, and then it kind of got us going there to where then they had to bring an extra guy in the box, which left some of our wide receivers one-on-one like Isaac Stinson, and if you're having Isaac Stinson one-on-one, he's going to torch you, and we've seen that week in and week out, and Matheny did an excellent job tonight of taking care of the football. I think he only threw one interception, and then I was on like this last drive or second to last drive, something like that. But for the most part, he was clean. And after those first couple of drives, he understood to just take what the defense gave him, and that also goes hand in hand with me too, where I was trying to push the ball downfield instead of just taking what the defense was giving us. But once we adjusted, our offense got rolling there, and we continued to score from, I felt like, the second quarter all the way until the end.
Yeah, you mentioned Isaac Stinson, and when they leave him on one-on-one coverage, I know there were a lot of times that we saw that, and you guys completely exploited. But there was one time that I remember he was kind of in double coverage, and it was an extended play by Braden Matheny. He found his way out of the pocket, threw a pass to the left sideline, and it was kind of a toe tap grab with two defenders on him. I mean, do you remember that play?
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. It's just Isaac and Braden doing their magic. You know, they have great chemistry with one another, and just made a play, something out of nothing. So just all credit to them. Had nothing to do with coaching.
Well, you're not going to take any of that? I mean, come on.
I don't need to take any of that. These kids go out there, and they do an outstanding job of just staying within the offense, but every now and then they get outside of the offense, and they kind of improvise on their own. But, hey, it was successful for that one play there, so that's on them.
Yeah, and I really want to talk about this as well. You look at last game against Boonville, it seemed like Braden Matheny was taking off a lot. You had a lot of design QB runs. This game, it seemed like that was kind of cut down on a little bit. I think we saw that maybe a couple of times, but it was more so just the improvisation whenever he ended up scrambling for yards. Was there a game plan change there, or is it just, like you said, the defense was giving you more of the passing plays?
Yeah, it was a little bit of both. There was a game plan change. He can't be running the football 20 times and expect him to be healthy at the end of the season, so we had to make an adjustment of just kind of limiting his runs, but also to keep the defense honest, and that's what we did tonight. We kept the defense honest with some of the QB draw plays and some of the inside run game with Braden, and he did a good job of keeping them honest. But the next step is try not to take those extra hits, just sliding or running out of bounds so that we can live to fight another down.
Yeah, and you look back at the future games, I should say. You look at the future games, and you've got Eldon next week. You got a lot of teams with winning records coming up on your schedule. What's kind of going through your mind now that you've got a win under your belt? How are you going to be able to use that momentum into next week?
Yeah, like you said, the biggest thing is using that momentum. And what we're going to do is we're going to enjoy this one tonight, first off. But then tomorrow we're going to lock in and see what Eldon does well and try to eliminate what they do. And then on offense, just figure out ways to get our guys the football in an advantage and take care of the football and finish drives with a touchdown. So we're excited to go and continue this streak. And I told the kids, once we win one game, it's going to catch like wildfire, and we're just going to continue going from there. And something that I'm proud of these kids is we're not afraid to play anybody, whether we're playing Eldon, whether we're playing Macon, whether we play Blair Oaks. These kids have that same mentality as where we're just going to focus on ourselves and control the things that we can control and go out there and just continue to do better.
Yeah, well, that's all that I've got for you. Anything else you'd like to add?
No, thank you so much for your support and for the support from our Hallsville community. They came out in droves tonight, and the kids really enjoyed it, and it fueled them to play even harder tonight. So I'm proud of that.
Yeah, well, that's all we've got here for the interview with head coach Paul Stevens. We've got a little bit more on the postgame show, but we're going to hit a quick break here, and when we come back, we've got more for you. Coming up next here on the Hallsville postgame show on the Show Me Sports Network.
Since 2018, Han Custom Laser Engraving LLC has been specializing in all things custom, using large format, high-powered lasers with some of the most advanced technologies on the market. Anything can become a canvas. This state-of-the-art system makes quick work of custom engraving on cups, glass, tile, wood, acrylic, metal, headstones with endless possibilities. They also offer custom one-of-a-kind signs that are sure to make your design stand out. Find them on Facebook at Han Custom Laser Engraving or call 573-489-8732 to find out more. Han Custom Laser Engraving LLC, a veteran-owned business.
Last Sentinel Firearms is your federally licensed and registered Type 7 FFL manufacturer dealer in Missouri, providing quality products to all types of sports enthusiasts, law enforcement, and individuals across the nation. Orders are currently being fulfilled, offering custom-built pistols and rifles from the AR platform made right here in Missouri. Visit their website at lastsentinelfirearms.com or call them at 417-684-7202 to find out what they've got for you. Last Sentinel Firearms, you are your last line of defense.
Well, hello and welcome back into your Hallsville Indians postgame show here on the Show Me Sports Network. I'm Austin Thomas, and, well, it's time to take a look back at those scores from around the area, and that'll close out our postgame report here. And, well, starting off with the game between the Battle Spartans and the Hickman Cupies. That game is still going on. Fourth quarter, 27-6. No change in that score since halftime. Cupies still lead. Elias up 38-8 over Camdenton in the fourth quarter. 47-21, Crest Ridge leads Colcamp in the fourth. Salisbury is down 36-30 against Harrisburg. A good game over there. Lynn up 30-0 over Missouri Military Academy. Polo down 54-20 against Brookfield. Southern Boone is that's soccer. That's not football. Blair Oaks is 63-7, a win over California. Southern Boone ended up falling 13-3 to Boonville. Now that one is a surprise right there. Boonville moves to 4-0 and 2-0 in the conference play. That's pretty interesting as Well, Southern Boone was looking really, really good to start the season. The defense especially. Defense still looks good here, but the Booneville defense really showing up. That is some impressive stuff. Makes that Hallsville loss last week look so much better. And this team right now, heck, who knows? Rockbridge won 25-13 over Cap City. It was a 36-34 victory for Monroe City over Centralia. Eldon ended up falling 41-22 against Osage in their game today. Hallsville facing Osage next week, facing Eldon next week. We'll be, of course, covering that game as well, so make sure to tune into that. Westran up 34-21 over Fayette. That's the final score. Father Tolton won 43-23 over Summit Christian. Hannibal won 60-0 over Fulton. Of course, Hallsville won 46-15 over Macon. A 35-28 victory for Jeff City over Smith Cotton. 60-28, Schuyler County beat Keatsville. Marceline fell 40-14 against Milan. Mexico won 49-13 against Marshall. Kirksville won 28-7 against Moberly. South Callaway 35-19 against Montgomery County. 50-8 Bowling Green beat North Callaway. St. James won 24-6 over Owensville. Paris won 74-8 against Northland Christian. Mountain Home won 50-25 against Rolla. Tipton 18-0 against Windsor. Along with that, Van Far won 28-26 against Mark Twain. El Dorado Springs won 49-8 against Versailles. Warsaw won 49-7 against Sherwood. Along with that, it was a 42-20 victory for Neosho over Waynesville. And that is all the games we've got for you on the post-game show. Now, that will officially do it for the Show Me Sports Network's post-game show here in Macon. Another great victory for Hallsville. Hopefully it will start a trend. They end their losing skid. They get their first win in almost a year, and the first win under Paul Stevens as he heads his new team and hopefully brings them towards a good track from here. 46-15, the final score. And from myself, one last time, thank you so much for joining us on the Show Me Sports Network. Hopefully next week can go even better. We are using some new technology here, so again, I would like to apologize for any technical difficulties that we may have, but hopefully the technology only continues to improve our broadcast and improve your viewing experience because, of course, that is the most important thing here. You guys, the viewers, the fans of the Hallsville Indians. But from myself, Austin Thomas, and from the rest of the Show Me Sports Network, thank you so much. I'm beyond blessed to have the opportunity to call these games, to get to meet some of you great people, some of the fans, and, of course, head coach Paul Stevens. So thank you so much. And until next week, have a great rest of your night.
Serving fans throughout the Midwest and even more around the world. This is the Show Me Sports Network. The proceeding was an exclusive broadcast property presentation of the Show Me Sports Network and was a high-fidelity, all-digital broadcast. This broadcast is copyright by the Show Me Sports Network for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this broadcast without the Show Me Sports Network's written consent is prohibited.